Hello, YouTube! How's it going? Welcome to another Thursday YouTube stream. If you missed it for some reason, I now do Thursday streams on YouTube just so YouTube audiences who don't like Twitch can get an opportunity to be part of some live streams. So that's fun. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Any housekeeping? I don't think I had the shelf last Thursday, did I? Has it already been... Did you guys see this? I have a shelf. Anyway, I think that's it. I know the Trump thing's later. Someone said 7:30. So, you know, if we can find a stream covering any of that and it's interesting at the time, we'll do so. Until then, I have a bunch of other internet weirdos to take a look at. So it'll be fun. Let's just get into it, shall we? This one I want to watch first for my own entertainment. This lady seems angry. She got caught drunk driving, which is not a good thing to do.
I don't care! Come get my nose!
Solid start. Solid start.
On September 8th, 2022, an officer was dispatched in reference to a car accident.
What happened?
I was leaving
Were you
here.
able to get out of the store?
I think so.
Pretty tight.
To exit. To take a
Oh,
left.
did she do a hit and run?
She just ran right in me.
Oh my god.
She was going to turn into here. Her grandmother died.
Where were you exactly?
Oh, thank you, Marusama. My camera looks like it's adjusted super red. Yeah, I probably need to turn the... I'll fix it.
So I'm here.
Yesterday, my makeup, I didn't have enough blush on. Like, I'll tell you the real reason. Yesterday, I didn't have enough blush on, so my face was really white. So, I cranked up the saturation to make my face look less pale yesterday, but now it's backfiring today, and I look very red. Because I forgot to undo it. Let me see if I can fix that. Configure video, saturation. Let's crank this down a little. What if I do this? How's that? Better? That probably seems a little more reasonable. Okay, cool.
So you were right here, what happened?
And then, I guess she turned into here and she just ran right into me. And then I ended up there.
Were you in the roadway yet or no?
No.
So you were right here?
Yeah.
So you were stopped right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so I could see technical lights.
I gotcha. Can you get your driver's license real quick?
Can you drive yourself?
Yep. And the insurance for your car? And then I'll meet up with you in a sec. You just wait right over here for me, okay? Alright.
Oh, she didn't hit and run. Okay, she's just gonna get caught. Of course she is. We know she gets caught, but, like, at least she didn't hit and run, I guess?
Driver's license on you? And your insurance?
I want to call my dad first.
Okay, but I still need your driver's license and insurance, okay?
Oh, glad you could make it, Snake Man.
Why?
What
Because
happened?
that woman is going off her rocker.
Oh
What
boy.
happened today?
My grandma died.
Oh god. Okay. That may be true. She's not... I don't think she's necessarily lying about that. Unfortunately, you guys know that I've been sober for several years. I myself have had struggles with alcohol in my younger days. Traumatizing things can make you hit the bottle pretty hard, even if you're already used to doing it. So even for alcoholic stuff, it's possible she, you know, is making bad decisions. And to be clear, I'm not trying to excuse it at all. At the end of the day, she's putting other people in danger. That's not excusable. But I hope she gets help once she also, you know, pays for the thing she's doing, putting other people in danger.
That's what happened.
Like, honestly, even if the judge was like, we're sentencing you to drug and alcohol rehabilitation, maybe not a bad call.
Today?
Today.
so sorry.
And I was going to the special cemetery. And that's when I got into the car accident. I think that was just the current one.
I understand, but so she's buried here. She passed away 2 days ago. So you were coming today to pay her respects.
Oh, it's not even like I thought she was gonna head to like a funeral or the burial. This is like days after. Oh yeah, this is rough. This is rough. She's really lucky she didn't seriously hurt anyone. I hope this is, as I'm sure as awkwardly funny as it's going to be seeing her have her freak out, I do hope she does better and gets help, because, you know, with alcohol, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom in order to realize you need help. Some people never find the bottom, unfortunately. Hopefully this is it for her. That one stuff with $5 super chat says, I want to make a lab rat that they test marijuanas on. Oh, you want to be a lab rat they test marijuanas on. I don't... You could just do the weed. You could just do it. I guess I don't know your state. I take it so for granted that it's legal in my state recreationally. Like, when you're just driving around places, you smell it everywhere.
Or just to visit her today.
I was coming here to pay my respects for my grandma.
I understand that. So, what happened here? How did this occur? How did the accident
Because she
Hit the like button. YouTube people, I never do calls to action. Hit the like button.
was too close to my end.
Rear bumper? Your the back of your car?
And when I went into
Wow, she is like really, really, really drunk.
there and I told, you know what, tell her, just stop.
One of the most embarrassing things I think about being an alcoholic, again, with my experience, is you get the false impression that you can, like, fool people. Like, you get the false impression that people can't tell you're drunk, and there is, to an extent. You learn to hide it better than someone who never drinks or only drinks a normal amount, but, like, you overestimated a lot. So this lady probably is thinking to herself she's doing fine, or only doing a little bit bad. It really fucks up your ability to judge yourself at all. It's embarrassing. It's really, really embarrassing in hindsight.
Well, she's just taking her...
Why is she in the passenger side? I assume she just got out and moved over to the passenger side when she was waiting for the cops.
whatever photo she needs for the insurance. Okay?
Glad to see you, Nick Brown.
So, do you have a newer copy of the insurance?
What do you need right now? Okay, like, seriously, what do you need
So I
right
need your
now?
driver's license.
Okay,
So I need your driver's license. That's your registration.
okay,
And I don't need that. I need your driver's license.
okay.
It's right there. How much did you have to drink today?
I didn't have anything. I told my mom told me that my grandma passed away
Okay.
and that they were going to the monument.
Okay. Today? They were going to the
Yes.
monument today?
Yes. And that's why I'm so upset. So you can talk to my parents then.
I don't need to talk to your
Oh
parents.
god, I'm a little concerned that, like, she's not saying she went to the funeral. I'm a little afraid. Again, I'm reading so much into this woman's life, and I apologize. I feel bad about what I do for a living sometimes. I'm wondering if she wasn't invited to the funeral because maybe her family has known her long enough to know that she was going to show up really drunk, so maybe she really didn't find out that her... If any of this story is even real. To be clear, she could be lying about all of it. I'm not saying she necessarily is. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe I shouldn't, but I am. Maybe she didn't get invited to the funeral and didn't get told, you know, what was going on until later because they were afraid she was going to show up and do this.
I need to talk to you because you're the one involved in this accident. That's not your driver's license either, man.
Oh, my driver's license.
So how much did you drink today?
None.
That's... Ooh, he's definitely not going to believe that. He wouldn't have believed if you had said a little, either, and yeah, you shouldn't. I get it, you probably... If I was your lawyer, which I'm not a lawyer at all, I'd probably tell you, hey, maybe don't answer these questions.
Did not. I have different breathalyzer things in my car.
Oh, that's not a sign of someone. At the point you're buying multiple breathalyzers. Something I did. You're kind of... That's not a thing people do when they don't have a drinking problem, usually. Unless you're like some college kids or something, who are like, haha, let's get a breathalyzer to see how drunk we get, which isn't a good idea. Don't do that. Don't binge drink. I don't think you should drink at all, but I'm also not your mom. Ew. Interesting that she was like, I have 2 breathalyzers, I can't be drunk. People who aren't normally driving drunk don't keep breathalyzers in their car, usually. I'm sure there are people who maybe, in order to be responsible, are like, oh, I had like a drink with dinner, like we went out and had a glass of wine, am I good? And check, maybe. But like, I'm gonna say 99% of personal breathalyzer sales are to, or are for alcoholic related purposes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Where are they?
You did not see me point to them,
Well, those are garage door openers.
which are also breathalyzing submission.
Oh, well, that's cool.
I should be, yes, I never drove drunk. To be clear, I did not put other people in danger with my stupid bullshit. Just myself. Which isn't right either. I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore, but I just want you to know.
So she was buried today, or?
She's being buried here today, and if all of you guys are here,
What time?
I don't know.
I need your phone number, Christina.
I know, and I'm gonna call my brother-in-law, who is a 411.
He's a 411? What's a 411?
And you can tell your whomever for the 4th of July. Tell them good luck.
I see. All right, Christina, I need your phone number for the report.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to my in private.
That's not a phone. It's a hand.
I know it's a hand wet. It's still a phone. It's still a phone. Okay, don't.
It's a phone? It's a phone? Your wipes are a phone?
Don't you know what? Don't ever remain.
I'm wondering if she has an open container in the car, because it almost feels like in the time that we saw her when the officer initially approached her on camera, to now it feels like she's getting worse. So I'm wondering if she's been drinking not just before she got in the car, but is actively drinking in the car, and there's a bottle in there somewhere, or something. And as this conversation goes on, she's continuing to metabolize more and more alcohol, and she's getting drunker. She hasn't peaked in terms of her drunkenness yet. It's still processing in her system. Because it feels like she's getting worse.
Me as a dog.
She claimed her garage door openers were breathalyzers. I know she said there were garage door openers, but I was like, is that a thing? Do they make both? I don't know. Oh, this is very sad.
I'm not.
Yeah, you did. You said,
Christina,
I'm trying to.
Right,
Okay,
right.
so let me.
No, you're not closing the door. So here's what's gonna happen, okay, Christina? Okay.
I can have my own.
No, not
Why is she holding it up to her ear like it's a phone?
at this time.
Is her, I would say, is her phone just in her hand and she's holding it with the thing, but it doesn't look like she has a phone in her hand. I think it's just the wipe.
Say the popo is on its way.
No, he said 1:14:23.
Oh,
means he's here.
The popo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the popo.
Maybe she does.
That's
Maybe
what
behind the
my
wipe. Maybe I saw something behind the wipe.
brother-in-law is a lot ahead above you.
It's good.
Yeah. So, shut the hell away from me. Get away from me. All of these people driving down Devon.
Driving down Devon.
Why don't you guys ever clock them? You never do.
Might be a good idea too, right? Get some radar on the people on Devon in Chicago.
All right, Christina, can you step out of the car for me?
Yeah.
All right. right back here for me, okay? You said no medication, nothing?
I'm on medication.
Alright. The reason I'm asking is the way you're speaking and the way you're acting, you're holding up a hand wipe as a phone. Alright? And you're telling me that you were trying to turn in here, but you went straight across this way and slammed into her.
Scared
So
about
what
was happening.
So how much did you have to drink today?
She's got that, like, she's got the super drunk thing where you're trying to focus, but trying to focus makes it obvious what you're doing. I mean, it'd be obvious either way, but it's clear that you're like, I'm trying my hardest to make coherent sentences, and I have to think about all my words really hard. Like, you're like, you almost have like a really, you're trying to concentrate face, because you have to consciously think about what you're saying, otherwise between words you'll forget the sentence you're trying to form. And she's, you know, doing it anyway. She's fucking up anyway, but...
Today, I didn't drink anything.
Okay.
I was here for my babshas,
Right.
gravy,
Right.
and that's all I was.
Okay.
This poor woman.
I know,
God
but
damn
I
it.
gotta go through all these instructions now.
How many times are you gonna do it till you know I can do it?
It's a few times, unfortunately.
Some Jezebel says, I get she probably needs medical help because alcohol poisoning, but do they call medics for drunk drivers in the US? I don't even think they do that in Canada. I've never heard of that being a thing.
I gotta go through all the steps.
Like, ambulances cost money, guys. Like, who's gonna pay for the ambulance? Are the cops gonna do it? Is she gonna do it? Like, they're not gonna do that unless someone already is passed out. I have never seen cops ever seem concerned about the health of a drunk driver in my life. And I've seen a decent number of drunk driver videos like this.
And then you're gonna run into my dad, and he's gonna tell you to go.
Christina, can
Yes.
you do this for me?
I've done it.
Okay. And just hold still and just follow with your eyes.
I think you're the retarded one.
Oh, that's
I
unfortunate.
can't wait for you to meet my father.
Okay, follow the tip of the pen.
I am, you.
Alright. So next what I want you to do, alright,
Oh.
if you can.
What, you want me to stand on my hand with 1, 2
No.
feet? I can't
You want me to stand on my hand with 1, 2 feet.
do that regardless.
No, luckily we don't have to do any handstands. So here's what I want you to do, alright?
What do you want?
Take a few steps back real quick, move back a little bit. Alright, stop right there. Alright? So keep your hands flat on your sides, heel to toe just like this. We're gonna take a series of
I
9
can't.
steps.
I just noticed she's not even parked, like, in a parking space. She's literally just, like, on top of the curb next to the exit to the road. Oh, God.
You're not able to do this?
Because of my back
Because of your back?
problem. I
you're not able-
have curvular back.
Are you saying you physically cannot do this?
I will try, but I'm telling you, I have
Well, this
back
is, I know, but this is
problems.
why I'm asking you. Can you physically
And
do
you're holding me up
this? Right.
from my
So can you
grandma's funeral.
Can you
Ugh, this poor woman.
all you need to do is walk. Alright. Hold on, Christina. I gotta
Let's see the other car. Ooh, yeah, that was a solid hit. Holy shit. Yeah, that whole side panel's fucked.
And then she just kept on going back and forth and went real fast back.
Finally unlocked yourself?
And then she drove here.
Oh my god, did she hit
You can drive
multiple?
your car? I said, I don't know.
No, it's just the one I think.
And I looked again and
Certainly can't drive it now. Yeah, so the front of your car was kind of lame.
Oh, nope, she did hit 2 cars. God damn it. Oh.
Line with this, and then she came in and got it. Okay, I guess
I really hope she has insurance that's, like, good. She's gonna need it.
she was trying to make a right turn and maybe got the gas and brake confused and
she was
got into a little bit of a
like
panic.
sitting up.
Yeah. So once the cars get towed, we'll take you to the station. I'll write up the crash report there, and I mean, shouldn't be more than 10 or 15 minutes once I get you to the station. Okay?
I like this lady. She's taking this all very well, all things considered. She's like, yeah, this sucks, but like, Got nothing else going on today. Like, she doesn't seem that perturbed, honestly. That's the kind of person I aspire to be. Just like, I'm alive. It's fine.
Christina, is your phone in your purse? Or is it in the car? I don't want to leave it behind.
How would I know?
Because it's your stuff.
I don't.
What other choice does she have at the moment? Oh, you have not had the misfortune of knowing the kind of people who don't care about that. They just get mad and angry. Generally, even if nothing can be done in the moment. You haven't met my dad, I guess.
Know if my phone is in the purse or not.
Let's double check before we head out.
Yeah, well, why don't you uncuff me and then all the regular faces that went by, that was for my family. But I know you don't give a shit.
I do.
No, you don't.
I really do. I sympathize a lot.
No, you don't. Don't go in my purse. I'll go in it myself.
No, you're under arrest. You can't.
How am I under arrest?
This is your phone, right? Yep.
That would be my phone.
Perfect. Alrighty.
How am I under
Oh yeah, she's hammered. I don't know if it's more than alcohol, but it's at least alcohol.
Alright,
just
Christina,
so you
step out.
know,
Careful. I don't want to
that
fall.
it is my
Mm-hmm.
I do not tie my gym shoes.
Okay. Careful. I want you to fall.
So,
Okay. Really quickly, I want you to take a look, make sure nothing is left in this vehicle. Alright. Confirm you didn't leave anything in this vehicle, correct?
I ain't confirming to anything.
Okay, well, if
You
anything
can-
gets found, you get charged with it, so that's why I'm asking you.
No, my dad will be finding you.
Okay.
I did not
Did you just, like, threaten this cop with your dad? My dad's gonna beat you up, copper. That's not how any of this works.
do a field sobriety test the correct
Christina,
way.
do you want to
Because
take the
you have
elevator,
to
or
take-
do you want to go up the stairs?
I'm not.
Okay.
Okay,
for
probably the elevator would have been the better call here. But alright.
I hope you feel good about yourself. Arresting me. And don't touch my purse like that. Unless you want to pay for it.
You mean putting it down?
The way you are holding it.
By the
Do you
handles?
want to purchase that purse yourself?
Not my style, but I don't know how carrying around the
It's
handles
not
is.
your style. Is it your baby mama style?
What is that? Oh, okay, I get what...
Okay.
I have never worn my shoes. They've always been like this. You
Okay.
guys had no
I've never worn my shoes?
problem then. Now did you?
No, you said you had no issues. Take your shoes off for me, please.
Can I take a picture? A screenshot. I want to take a picture.
We have lots of video going. This one, the 10 of them that are in
Sweetheart,
here.
sweetheart, I know how it works. Okay? My
you.
brother-in-law is
I know. You don't.
way above your pay grade.
Oh no. Oh, she's not making it easy to continue to have sympathy. Jesus Christ.
And thank God for that. Because you guys are just a bunch of hoodlums running around.
Yikes. He works at 411. She did say 411. Assume she meant 911. Which is funny, because, like, the dispatch... Does he work, like, at the dispatch? Because that's not the same thing as the police department. 911 operators are a separate thing. Like, what?
Okay.
I hope you... Does that make you
All right,
feel
Chuck,
better
your arm?
inside?
Meet your arm, please. Thank you.
Does that make... Oh, don't hurt me.
I'm not. Give me your arm.
Does that make you feel better inside? I'm just asking.
I know. I'm letting you know. I'm answering your question as thorough as I can.
Okay, so don't be a smart with
What?
me. Oh, you're
You have
not.
asked a lot of questions.
Oh,
and
now
I'm
you're
answering them as thorough
gonna
as I
talk
can.
to your sergeant all nicey nice
Christina.
when you've been in
I
to
need
me.
your address.
I want to talk to my father first. How about that?
Well, it doesn't work that way. All I'll call you back.
Hate dealing with drunk people? Same. I had a lot of that growing up. Not fun.
No, I don't care how old I am or where I live or blah, 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 blah. I want to talk to my dad, and I have that right too. Do you want a piece of my blood too?
We'll get to that. Give me a second.
I want to talk to my father,
I understand that.
and he'll tell you
will absolutely be able
to go yourself.
Okay,
Okay?
that's fine.
What power do you think? Okay, you can tell them to go fuck themselves. It's not going to change your situation.
I want to talk to my dad.
But I still have to.
It's his mom who is getting buried today.
Sorry.
So now you've ruined his day on a day that he's sad because his mother passed away and is supposed to be doing that today and dealing with his own stuff. And instead, you've made this day about you by driving drunk, and now he has to apparently, according to you, come deal with the problem that you caused. Not fucking fair. Not okay.
How do you not have a goddamn heart?
I do.
No, you don't.
And I tried speaking to
No,
you on the
you
street.
don't.
Okay?
Because of what was going on.
And I understand that.
I'm
If
not
I'm
under
impressed-
the influence, you
Yeah.
dumb shit.
Okay.
I want my phone
So let me explain this to you.
now.
Christina.
No, I have the right to my attorney,
Wait.
who is DeFranco.
This goes first, okay?
Okay, she asked for an attorney. That's good.
But you understand this, correct?
Nope, I don't understand it.
Okay.
Nope.
So to put it in layman's terms for
Oh no!
you.
No,
Alright.
I
It
don't.
says
Blah, blah,
that-
blah, 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 blah.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for her.
If you refuse to take any of these tests, okay, your
I
license is going to be
literally can't
suspended
hear
for
you.
12 months.
I
Alright?
literally cannot hear you.
Okay, well, I already read it to you.
Blah, 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 blah.
Understand as much as I have read them to you.
No, blah, 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 blah. Can I have my...
Is she gonna try and unseat Boebert? Like, what? It kind of feels like she's trying to run for some sort of office as a Republican at this point. Feels close to the party line.
my expensive purse back, and then you're gonna say that I'm
Christina, you have to wear the cuff. I made it loose, so it wouldn't be...
Oh my god, she literally took her hand out of the fucking cup. I saw when he put it on. He put it on, like, very, you know, there was a ton of room because he wasn't trying to hurt her. I think he is aware that she is not a danger to anyone but probably herself. She's super drunk and whatever, so it was barely on, but she Roger Rabbited it. Could you do that at any time? No. Only when it was funny.
But bothering you.
That's my favorite thing, by the way. If I were to ever inexplicably get superpowers, I would want the Toon Force. So, like, Roger Rabbit, or Freakazoid, or The Mask. I think that's the best, because the power is dependent on it being funny. And I can work with that.
But you can't...
Oh,
rip your
really?
mom out of it, okay?
So you want all...
Christina,
if you want,
it's being
I'll...
videotaped.
That... Do you see my cuffs that are off? And
I got the cuffs off, that mean you have to let me go. I know the rules.
now on me? I really do. I hope someone in your family dies and you can't make it. Give
Would
me
I also become animated? No.
my goddamn phone now!
Christina, you just sit down, please.
No! Give me my phone now! I have the right to my phone!
I don't think that's true. You're often given a phone call, but I'm trying to think. I know my mom got arrested multiple times for DUIs. Oh. Did it F? Did the stream F for some reason? Why? Why has this been happening recently? Can you guys hear me or not? Is it still going? Let me know. Stream came back? What the fuck is going on with these streams lately? I fucking... Okay. Sorry, I'm super paranoid about it now because Twitch kept fucking me up and it, like, ruined a whole stream. I'm super paranoid about it now.
It says it right here under people arrested or retained by the popo.
Go ahead, take your time and read it, and let me know what it says, alright?
Give me my phone!
Christina.
I want my phone! Do you think I'm scared of you?
It's not about being scared. It's about me trying to get your paperwork done so you can get out of here.
What, how do you pronounce your your...
Jimenez.
Hello?
So pronounce it like an H.
Oh god, really?
Menace? Dad.
Oh god.
I got arrested coming to your mother's funeral.
Oh wow. Okay, fuck this lady. Okay, I think that's where a lot of the sympathy cuts off for me. Really? That's how she's gonna phrase it? Really? 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 That's how you're doing this? You're putting blame on your fucking dad after his mom died on the day of her funeral? And you're acting as though it's your fault that A, his mom's dead and that the funeral is today, and B, that you decided to drive drunk and run into two people. What is wrong with you?
Okay? Yeah. So you tell your sister that she is not part of my family. They said that I'm under the influence.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm at the Niles police station. Come and get me now. And tell your sister to go off.
This lady sucks. I get the feeling that even when not drunk, she sucks.
I don't ever want to talk to your sister ever again. I don't care. Come get my now.
Christina, do you want me to talk to him?
I want to see my grandma before she's buried, okay?
The monument.
I said I refuse. How many times do I
Oh, so true, Baja. I remember that clip. That was so sad.
want me to tell you?
Did you cut this finger? Or?
I did it. I burned the whole side, this side,
Okay.
and this side.
Okay, we'll leave the bandage on, okay?
After this video, we're gonna watch something fun, by the way, because, well, this has been wild. It's also been wildly depressing. So we'll watch something not depressing after this.
So I just need your thumbs real quick.
Or, you know, at least funny in a non-depressing way.
Relax your hands, don't put...
Oh,
Sorry?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just don't touch the
Oh, okay, I'll avoid that one, okay?
Yeah. Oh, do you need to hold me, or am I too intoxicated?
You're out of your cuffs. Do you need help walking down the stairs?
No, I don't
Okay.
need any cuffs.
The female was charged with DUI alcohol.
Ooh, creepy AI policeman. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Failing to reduce speed to avoid an
Oh, this AI cop definitely beats his AI wife.
accident, and improper lane usage. She was released on an I-bond. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to...
Gross. What was I gonna put on? Maybe a weird... This one, maybe? Who owns this video? Let me double check. Oh, that should be fine. There's no attribution on it. By the way, something interesting on YouTube. I don't know if you saw anyone else talk about this. Nothing says I can't talk about it, though. YouTube is letting you, like, license copyrighted material for videos now? Jesse, thank you for $10 super chat. Says, hope you're staying cool. I'm doing my best. I hope you do, too. So, like, the other day when I did a stream that included a Garfunkel and Oates song, like, instead of having to take it out for copyright, it was like, do you want to pay 20 cents and then it can be in your video? And I did. So that's pretty cool. So, you know, apparently in the future, if the artists or whoever opt into the program, then I'll be able to license certain clips and movies and stuff for us to watch. I think that makes sense. I think that's smart, but, you know. Plus, I make more than 20 cents a video, so, like, that's still a video that makes, you know, this is my job. I'm not obsessed with making profit. I don't want you to think I'm some asshole that sits around and is like, how can I maximize? But, you know, I make more than 20 cents a video, so.
Few days past Thanksgiving, but chances are good you probably
This is one of those things where someone basically goes on a local news program and pranks them by pretending to be something they're not.
Still have a fridge full of all those leftovers.
So this morning you're in luck. Chef Keith Gerke is here, author of Leftovers Right, making a winner of last night's dinner.
I'm self-taught. I did not go to culinary school, and I'm kind of unorthodox. People compare. Are you familiar with G.G. Allen? Do you know?
Can't say I am. Tell me more.
Okay. How about a mashed potato ice cream?
Oh, it's a variety of different times he did this. If you're not familiar, in the early 2000s, there was kind of a fad of people who would go on. There were a lot of the time there were comedians or just people who liked to do pranks. And it's really easy to get on local news shows, or at least it was at the time. It's possible that it got more difficult after this kind of thing started happening more often. But generally you could call in and be like, hey, I have a special interest piece or whatever. Can I come on sometime? And, you know, they're looking for stuff like that. So if you say, oh, I have a cookbook and I'm from the local area or whatever, you might be able to get them to feature you at some point. So people started taking advantage of this and going on and lying about what they were doing, and then they'd basically prank the news show by giving an awful, weird, awkward segment. This guy did this.
What do you think about that?
That's fun.
All right, you put a little scoop of gravy. It can be room temperature because your hand kind of warms it up.
God, gravy in a cake cone! Chat, cake cone or waffle cone?
It's like a drumstick almost, you know, like one of those frozen things.
Oh, yeah.
And you just put in some of this. There's that statistic that around the holidays, around Christmas, especially between Thanksgiving and Christmas, one of the highest suicide rates. And I think part of that is because of the stress of what are you going to do with these leftovers. This is not vegetarian. I recently went vegetarian, so some of the recipes in here aren't vegetarian. It's fine.
Okay.
For me, it's like part health reasons, but then also you read things like the average person eats like 1.5 pounds of feces a year.
Yeah, that's really
no,
strange.
thank you. There's a Judas Priest song called.
Did I see they made a movie about Joe and Nick's news pranks, Chop and Steal? Chop and Steal were the exercise guru pranksters. I hadn't seen that, no.
A Turbo Lover. Well, okay.
What's a cake cone? Oh, it's a cone like this. Like, this is a cake cone. Do they not have cake cones other places? It's like, those are like the two kinds of cones. Either it's a waffle cone or it's a cake cone. I don't understand the question. Like, it's a cone that's like this. I like cake cones.
Call this Turbo Gravy. It's a spoof on that. And it's basically taking gravy to the next level. Why don't you give me a hand here? This is what you do. You're basically just going to put like some of your ham in here. Well, let's put all of it in. I want you to just scoop a little bit of the pumpkin pie. Try not to get the crust in too much. And I'm going to put in a little extra corn here.
Okay.
And then even fried chicken, put it all in there.
Even
Kids
if your
have
mashed
fun.
potatoes have butter, they're okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's all going to come out in the wash. And then add more gravy. Gravy to gravy.
Of course,
Yes.
we need more
Ew.
gravy. Gravy.
I'm using 2%. You can use skim for a heart-healthy menu. Just put on some corn sprinkles.
that here.
And of course, don't forget your
Oh,
cranberry
God, no!
cherry on top. I always do a wrap. That's kind of a...
That's easy. That's
yeah, like it's like, can you give me a beatbox? Like
a beatbox.
Well, holidays are here and it's time for cheer, but the leftovers have you feeling fear. Go to the fridge, take out the container. You can make your leftovers even greater. Wrap is great, wrap is great. Boom. There we go. Yeah. And this is like Jamba Juice, eat your heart out, right? Just take a funnel that you get at a hardware store, put it in an old milk jug, and this will just put it in here. And you can put 6 meals or more in this milk jug. That's taken a long time to drain. And this This is so fun. My daughters, Spirit and Curtis Ann, love these smoothies. It's maybe not as blended as we'd like, but just try a little bit of that. But I can show you.
I can't believe he actually got her to fucking try it. Did she mime drink, do you think? Did she just do the, but didn't actually do it?
I have a finished milk jug here.
Oh
and
my.
Oh god, it's homogenous slop.
The fat does go to the top, so you gotta
So you could
give
skim
it a
it
good.
off.
It's just Dickensian slop gruel.
Whoa.
So come meet Chef Keith today.
It's a turkey-shaped sandwich at the end.
Hey, you are going to be at Barnes & Noble at 1 o'clock. He's going to be signing copies of his new book.
Actually, I should say I just checked my email before, and I might have to cancel the signing because the books have not arrived.
Oh, well, okay, never mind that.
My daughter won't even try this stuff without the whipped cream. Like you're gonna have whipped cream left over, right?
Whoops.
Oh
I am so sorry.
It's
oh
okay.
God.
a handwich? No, that's the trademark of the Walt Disney Corporation.
We're gonna throw things out to Mark for a check of our weather.
Sounds like some great recipes there to try out with your leftovers.
That was good. Funny guy.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Chris is kind of the predator accidentally at the beginning of that. That's disconcerting.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
He emerges.
We may be CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's
Where did you send it, Galaxy Espion?
24-23. I missed 23-23, damn it. Oh, well. Anyway, here you are, the end of summer, done, poof. Summer of 24, or 23, gone. Oh, well. You see, this is what I hate about the end of the... You know, we should have done this, we should have done that, we should have gone here, why didn't we go there?
Oh, I don't think I can watch that channel because they copyright strike.
Why didn't you do this? Why didn't we go... Look, the summer basically is equivalent to Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's it. And the summer's over.
Do you consider all of winter Christmas and all of fall Thanksgiving? Because, like, these are all seasons, if that's what you mean. Summer is a season, winter is a season that is often characterized by its major holiday, Christmas. But, like, that's a holiday. You're comparing apples and oranges. That's a little weird.
That's about how long it is, you know? You're talking, like, basically 8 weeks, okay? 24 days.
Oh, seems like Chris doesn't like that he feels the climate has changed. Gee, I wonder what the cause of that is. If only we had decades and decades of scientific evidence what's causing this.
Cut it down of days off, because...
Surely we would do something.
Yeah, the weekends, you only get, 2 days off during the weekends. It's ridiculous. It's bullshit. It's ridiculous. Then you have the miserable winter and the kids being back into the freaking indoctrination zone. That's all it is. Although this year, I think things are going to be different again. Remember, look, here it is. I found one in my glove compartment. It was hiding. I must have put it. We're back.
Chris, yes, if coronavirus, like, again, it seems like it's spiking, I'd hope people wear masks to be safe. That'd be great. That would be great, Chris. It's probably time for another booster for me, come to think about it, considering how many people like Chris are out there.
Poltergeist. Okay. Anyway,
what?
This is the deal. This is what's going to happen. So
he said they're back, like they're here.
Wiki USA. I got something else to wake you up with too, but let's get into
new booster at the end of September. Good, I'm there for it.
This in further detail. Now, remember how the lockdown began. All right, some of you might have forgotten. I know some of you have the mind of a chipmunk, but it's all right. It's all right. You can't remember anything that's happened, 2 months ago, or
I can,
for that matter, 3 days ago. So here we have a potential lockdown, okay? Remember how it happened, how the scenario all began.
Chris, what is wrong with these people? Because they were so adamant during, like, anytime that anyone tried to take any amount of caution, they were like, this is the start to, oh, this is authoritarianism. They're never gonna let us not wear masks and never gonna let restrictions up. And then restrictions all let up and nowhere requires you to wear a mask. They don't even check vaccination shit anywhere anymore. But now that maybe, oh, there might be a spike and it might be dangerous for people, they're doing the same shit. Like, did you forget? Did you forget? Like, how do you not remember that you did this last time? Stop it. Get some help.
When we all thought it was just going to be 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And no one did it.
The mask. 2 weeks. That's all. That's all we need.
No, originally it was supposed to be stay inside for 2 weeks. God damn.
Just 2 weeks. More like fucking 3 years.
He's angry.
It went on for. Okay, so it started in the nursing homes. They started mandating the face masks.
Man, it's almost like people in nursing homes are incredibly vulnerable and the most likely to have complications due to COVID.
In the nursing homes. Then it trickled down into the hospitals.
Again, it seems like we're going in order of places that you would be very cautious about some sort of virus that's spreading and kills people, you know, especially those who might be immune deficient or have other things that are going wrong with them, you know, like the elderly or people who are sick and in the hospital.
Mandating it in the hospitals. All government institutions now mandated it.
Okay.
And then, boom, schools followed, and then...
Okay, hospitals aren't government institutions, which I didn't assume you were including at first, but now you're listing schools separately, which are government institutions at the state level in the United States. Of course, there's the Department of Education, but states, you know, have, you know, their own stuff going on. Ugh.
Hell broke loose, and lockdown began. March 14th. St. Patrick's Day. Everything came to a halt. Let's see what it's going to happen this time. December 14th, perhaps? I don't know. Let's look at the encrypted dates.
Oh my god, he thinks it's a magic numerology thing.
For November, December, and January. And you know why all of this is going? That's right. Trump. And Flat Earth, of course. And control. Because they need to control you again. They need to mandate you again. They need to lock you up again. And they have to do the ballots, the mail-in ballots, the same...
Oh my god, Chris, it's just people voting, you idiot.
Same fucking thing.
There are entire states who do entirely mail-in ballots. It's never been an issue.
They have no imagination at all whatsoever.
Yeah, he said the 14th, and he did say Trump.
Tried the war, didn't work.
What? The war in Ukraine is still ongoing, Chris. Do you think it's done?
Tried the aliens.
No one tried aliens.
Didn't work. Nobody bought it. Tried the meteor. Didn't work.
What meteor?
They've been sending off drones and all sorts of shit to different countries. Nobody's buying it. No war.
What are you fucking talking about?
What else do they have? That's it. They have a Close Encounters. That's it. The Close Encounter movie is absolutely true. All you need now is a couple of dead cows and some chickens. Get some chickens.
I think Chris is doing worse. This is less coherent than he usually is.
Dead chickens on the side of the road. I'll scare the shit out of everybody. That's all you need to really just cap it all off. So get ready, guys. Stock up on your toilet paper. Get your hair cut. I need one too myself. And plan your vacations accordingly, unless if you've already taken one. Buying's upcoming, thank God. And yes, I'll be able to enjoy some more of my videos that I'll have some time on my hand, because everything is so fucked up in this country. Everything is so expensive. Every time you go out shopping, it costs you $275, and you look down and you only bought 15 items. What? What the fuck just happened? Did I enter the twat?
Then maybe, Chris, you should be in solidarity with workers who try and push for higher wages, or politicians that try and push for higher wages, instead of doing literally the opposite of that.
Twilight Zone? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. You've got a president who falls asleep during the Maui fucking, while he was visiting them.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Falls asleep. Done. You know? I mean, you know that? It's like biology class. You know, boring biology class or something like that. You know, you get a frog tossed at you.
It makes sense to me that the first thing he thinks about is being boring and falling asleep in his school. That explains a lot.
If you fall asleep and then, I'm awake again, hit my head. That's exactly what he looked like. This guy is a fool. He's not running anything. The country has now become dependent on China, on...
In what way?
All the other countries.
We're all dependent on each other. We're in a global economy. That's why when things happen in one country, it affects another, because we're part of a global system of trade that's been built over, you know, over a century, basically. Like, what are you... Like, yes, we're interconnected with China, and China's interconnected with us. We outsource a lot of manufacturing to China. Capitalists do, at least, because it's cheaper, because there are fewer labor regulations there, which on a global scale isn't good, of course, because it's exploiting workers, even if it is in another country, and it also fucks over local labor in the United States. Like, it's completely fair to point out problems in the system, but to act as though that the problem is that people are interconnected is ridiculous? Like, yes, we all live on the same planet. It's like we're on an island together and we're gonna trade and work with each other and make deals with each other. Yeah, we all live on a planet together, Chris. Learn to live with it.
That we never were dependent on. Your batteries for your ridiculous fucking Tesla are coming from China.
Oh, he said China like Trump. Also, Teslas are far from the only electric car these days. Maybe look it up.
That's where they're coming from. And if you think that car is green, you're fucking delusional. Those
literally, electric car manufacturers and Panasonic, because Panasonic does a lot of battery tech, as well as other companies, of course, are continually trying to find new ways of storing energy and better energy storage solutions, because lithium-ion batteries are not great and require a lot of rare earth metals in order to manufacture, which is why in the science, material science and stuff, they're continuing to try to develop other things, Chris. But it's still better in the short and long term getting people and moving the infrastructure towards electric vehicles or other alternatives, whether it's hydrogen or whatever, so that once that happens, like, we can get power stations and stuff that charge the cars, hopefully using more renewables, and also newer models will use newer batteries that don't require as much mining and stuff. Like, some people just hate incremental change. Like, yes, sometimes things are imperfect. I understand that there are problems with electric vehicles, you know, especially Elon Musk. I would never get a Tesla, but luckily Tesla's not the only people in the game anymore, right? We make incremental changes as time goes on, like a gear fitting into different slots as it moves around. It's fine.
Batteries in that car take more energy.
He did surrender? Good.
To build one of those freaking batteries than 5
Mitsubishi batteries come from Memphis.
Times more than it does with gasoline. 50 times more than it comes to gasoline. Plus, there's an extra...
No, Chris, the entire global infrastructure for obtaining oil and petroleum products is more destructive than battery production, is more destructive than designing new batteries and eventually getting to a place where we can get cleaner stuff. You're just wrong.
Bonus, they explode if salt...
He's surrendering in an hour? Okay.
Water gets on it? Yeah, that's right. So you might wake up one day and see your garage on fire.
Chris, again, yes, people are aware that fires are a potential issue with any kind of battery. Gas cars can also light on fire. The ones that have been the biggest issue, though, are Teslas, and that has less to do with the fact that they're just electric cars and more to do with the fact that Tesla notoriously has terrible quality control on their vehicles.
It's a good call to get that, Tesla. Nice job. So we're dependent on other countries. We've been sold out by a president or whoever's running the country.
In what way?
At this point. Clintons, Obama.
What specific policies, Chris?
Who knows? You know, pick your choice. Doesn't matter. He's compromised. He's making so much his family is making millions and millions of dollars, and he doesn't get indicted at all. Not.
Can you provide evidence of this? Like, if that's actionable, great. Prosecute him. What does that have to do with Donald Trump and his indictments? Zero. You're trying to whataboutism because you're mad.
Who gets indicted? Good old Trump, because he's going to become the next president, unless if they come up with some other situation, lockdown. I don't know what they're going to do with this lockdown, but I know it's coming, okay? I can already see it. I can see the little hints. People are starting to wear their face masks again. Where are they listening to this from, anyway?
Chris, don't you want people to have the personal freedom to put whatever they want on their face?
CNN, have they done anything? Because it's become unwatchable.
Yeah, he's spewing, like, GOP talking points. It's bad. It's bad. He's got the brain worms.
To me, I can't watch it.
He's mentioned his Trump stuff before.
Anymore. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know, Biden couldn't become president.
He did.
The country would die. It would.
Oh, you mean again?
Die at this point. Okay, we are in an emergency situation. Okay, we have had over 100,000 illegals that are down in the city right now.
Oh my god, who the fuck cares, you fucking xenophobic racist shitbag? Who cares? Oh my god, New York State has people in it who are from other countries? Wow, that's news. Holy shit, Chris. Like, yeah, the fucking city of New York as it exists was entirely built by people from other countries. And that's in different eras, whether we're talking about the initial, like, people who came and settled there, or we're talking about the later people who came and settled there, or whether we're talking about the influx of different immigrants during, like, the, 19th and 20th centuries. Like, what is wrong with you?
Right now. From all across the world. None of them have been tested for anything. None of them have had a background check for anything. None of them have done...
You're such a piece of shit, Chris.
Anything at all for any background on any of these people.
What's your background, Chris? Being a fucking dumbass? Endangering the people who drive in your fucking van? Because, again, I've mentioned this before, but if you don't know, Chris's job is he drives this van for a private company, and this company's job is they contract with, like, hospitals and senior living facilities and other places like that. So this man, who does not get vaccinated, thinks masks are a joke, thinks the earth is fucking flat. I don't even know if he believes in germ theory. Like, whatever it is, this dumb shit who endangers the elderly and sick people that he transports every fucking day, this loser who feels the need to compensate for the abject dullness and mediocrity of the life that he has built for himself with a woman who clearly fucking hates him if you've seen his interactions with his wife. No one respects this man, and he has the audacity as a coping mechanism to all of a sudden go, oh, I'm not upset about my shitty life. Let me point the finger at people I don't even know because they're different than me, they come from a different place. I'm scared. I'm insignificant. Ugh. How old are you, Chris? Go to fucking therapy. That's a good one. Alright. Got that one out.
We don't know what kind of diseases they're bringing in here.
Fuck off! You don't even believe in disease, you shitbag! What do you care? What do you care? Aren't diseases whatever? It's not my problem to protect other people, according to you. You're such a racist shitbag.
They're not checked at the border. They're just signed in and brought into a hotel, and
literally not how anything works, you stupid ass.
There you go, or there's your tent, or your bed, or whatever it is, and here's $700 and your little go bag. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go across, and
Chris, do you think that it would be easy? Let's say you were brought into the country in this weird straw man argument of how you think this works. You're brought in, to the country. You come into the country and you're handed $700 and you have no job history here, no social security card, no work history, no schooling history, perhaps, that can be easily accessed, and who knows what documentation you do have. Maybe you speak the language well, maybe you don't. Maybe it's cursory at best. You think that being handed $700 is going to make you live in luxury? No, you'd be fucked. You'd be fucked. You're literally describing people being fucked, and you're still mad at them. Instead of punching down and blaming poor people, instead of blaming immigrants, instead of blaming people who are different than you, maybe look at people who run society. You know, why? Why, Chris? Would you ever struggle if you have a full-time job? Shouldn't you be paid fairly? Shouldn't everyone be paid fairly if they're working? And people who can't work, shouldn't they be taken care of? Shouldn't people be able to, like, you know, sustain themselves and build a future for themselves based on their ability to do work? Like, I don't... It frustrates me to no end continually seeing people like this understand that there is a problem in society, understanding that they are being misserved by the system, but instead of looking outward and recognizing that virtually everyone is being misserved by the system and we should all get together and do something about it and recognize our commonalities and who's doing this to all of us, instead he has to turn it around and be like, no, that's hard to do, I guess, so I'm just gonna make myself feel better by shitting on people who are lower on the social totem pole than me, people who are even less fortunate than me, because I can blame them and make myself feel better. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
I'm gonna come back and I want my go bag, I want my $700, okay, and I want my free room and board and 3 meals a day, and you better believe those meals better be good.
Do you think that that's how it works, Chris? Do you think that that's how it works, you stupid ass?
Throw it at you. That's what they're doing. They've destroyed everything. The city...
Thanks, Dark Beast. I assume it's about the lawsuit.
Is in destruction zone right now with the hotels that they stayed in. You know? Well, at least they're putting them in hotels that they're going to knock down anyway. So they don't really care what the hell they do.
Oh my god.
Okay, so who is the person who's in charge of our border? That would be the VP. And where is she?
Chris, we have one of the longest contiguous borders in the world. People are gonna cross it. Period. What you need to do is figure out what you do when they do. And in my view, you should just, like... You're not gonna stop it. I don't even care to stop it, you know? Obviously, this would be strawmanned if I was talking to a Republican. They'd be like, well, what about crime and drugs? There are other things that you could do in order to deal with those issues. If you want to deal with drugs, then you can stop criminalizing it and treat it like the issue it is, a health issue, instead of making it easy for black markets to grow up in places like Mexico. Okay. Also, in terms of weapons and stuff, I've seen a lot of Republicans be like, oh my god, the cartels, they're so dangerous. They have so many weapons and guns. Where do you think they're getting the guns? The United States is one of the biggest weapon manufacturers in the world in terms of guns. I think it's like us and Russia, or like are up there. I'm not exactly sure, but it's like us and Russia. We're both pretty high in terms of producing, like, arms, right? Just weird to me. Anyway, we're not talking about that. There are other issues that you could do to deal with, you know, cartels or whatever. I'm talking about random people who want to come into America for one reason or another, because they want to live here, because they want to work here, because they believe they can help their families by getting a job here. Great. I think those people should be given as soon as they want. I don't even think it should be a fucking issue. You go wherever, you get a card, you know, whatever. Ideally, you're gonna have a place to live or something, but, like, at least give them tax information so they can pay taxes. This would also, because they're no longer undocumented, cut down on the abuse of these workers by companies and farms that, like, abuse their labor. Oh, you're undocumented? Okay, I'm gonna pay you below minimum wage then, because I don't have you on the books anyway. Or being mistreated. They don't have recourse, because if they go to the authorities, if they were to go to OSHA or another organization that's supposed to protect workers, oh, are they going to get deported? Like, you know how I can tell that the Republican obsession with, like, undocumented immigration is entirely fucking xenophobia and racism? I have never once in my entire life, I'm almost 30, I have never once in my entire life heard a Republican say, you know what we should do to stop illegal immigration? People generally come into this country without, you know, documentation, without a green card, because, you know, they want to find work. So if we started punishing businesses that hired people undocumented and paid them under the table, it would stop. Never once have I heard that brought up, because it has nothing to do, zero, with actually not wanting immigrants in the country. They want them to be second-class citizens who don't have documentation, who have to hide, who don't have recourse towards their employers or anyone else because they're afraid of the police, so they can be taken advantage of and paid lower than minimum wage in order to do back-breaking work, working on farms and other places. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Anyway.
Is she even visit? Oh, she went down there real quick. She was down there for about 20 minutes. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's secured. Everything's good. Okay. So this is your presidency. This is your administration right now. Okay. Who is the most pathetic I've ever seen in my entire life. It's fucking ridiculous.
Do you not own mirrors?
Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous how nobody fucking sees this. Okay? I mean, you've got Flat Earth. They're trying to take that away from you because...
No one's trying to take Flat Earth away from you, Chris. You can hold on to whatever delusions you want. Oh, glad you can make it. Solarn 40?
They want to hide God.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Republican debate last night because I'm sure it was a shit show. I'll probably watch it at some point. Maybe we'll cover it on stream in the next week once I kind of bolster myself mentally to deal with it. Did I hear that Ron DeSantis said that if he was in office he would invade Mexico, or was that like a hyperbolic misquote? Like, was that not exactly what he said, but it kind of implied it, or did he literally say those words verbatim? I don't know what he said.
The creator who created all of this. They want to hide everything from you. They want to hide your...
Chris, again, so many flat earthers say like, oh, they're hiding Flat Earth to hide God. Most people in the United States are Christian. If that was the plan, they're doing a bad job. Most people in the world are religious. And the biggest religion currently is still Christianity, right? It's Christianity, Islam, Hinduism? Buddhism? Taoism? I don't know. I don't know what the top three are in the world. It's definitely Christianity, Islam, and then some third thing.
Your potential, they want to hide everything. They want to pump you up with every fucking...
Now I gotta look this up. It's bothering me. I used to know this. Top religions in the world. Let's see. Christianity, Islam. Oh, really? Huh. Secularism is right above Hinduism. That's shocking to me. I didn't know that. That's great. That's really great. Oh. I'm proud of that. That's nice. That's nice that there's that many people in the world that are just like, you know. Christianity, 2.382 billion. Islam, 1.907 billion. Secular, 1.193 billion. Hinduism, 1.161 billion. Buddhism, 506 million. Wow, that really drops off between Hinduism and Buddhism. Before that, they're pretty, you know. It's pretty interesting. Chinese traditional religion, which... I assume is a broad category of many different local and regional beliefs, because China's a big place with a long history. 334 million. Interesting. Huh.
Thing they could possibly imagine, okay? And then you've got a president who's completely off the wall, done, administration is history, and everything is gone. You know, the city, the way you thought you lived 5 years ago is gone. Gone!
What?
Oh, fuck. I can't believe people can't see this. I mean, you know, with Flat Earth...
Have you considered you're wrong?
The presidency, the government, I mean, the police can't do they can't even do their job. You know, how are your highways? My highways, it's like the Indianapolis 500.
That would be a state issue.
That's right. They race in the morning, and they go all day long, up and down the highway, doing 120, 115. Oh, yeah, they'll slow down.
So then you would like more money for state troopers in New York in order to catch people?
A little bit.
Again, that's a state issue. That's not a federal thing.
You know, in the afternoon, that's when the cops come out and they put their stakeout things on there. But they know when
he genuinely, he's just a pile of grievances in a human suit. Like, I don't think he has any positive thoughts. I think it's just all cantankerous anger. It's just all impotent rage.
They do the shifts.
Emphasis on the impotent part.
You know, at 8 o'clock in the morning, the night shift is off, and then the day shift, so there are no cops on the road, and everybody knows this, so they're just speeding up on the road. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's unfucking believable how out of control things have gotten, and, you know, if you can't see, it's not only Flat Earth, it's so many other things, too, you know, but Flat Earth is the biggest thing in the world. Apart from floods. Apart from ancient civilizations that were not Egyptians and all that other shit.
That's the one ancient civilization he knows is Egypt. He can't even fucking name, like, Samaria, Babylon. Chris, it's the Fertile Crescent. You can do it.
That we had back then. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? With the New York Reservoir, we built that in the early 1900s, late 1800s. Come on. We were sitting there with fucking candles and well, I don't even think we had marshmallows back then.
When were marshmallows invented? Marshmallows were invented in 2000 BC. So more than 100 years ago.
A stickball bat and a ball.
Oh my god, they were using candles and stickballs, so they couldn't have done industry, even though that was during the Industrial fucking Revolution.
Oh, that was it. Oh, man. Yeah, here we go. Here we go again with a lockdown. All right,
he has contempt for human ingenuity because I think he's salty that he feels unaccomplished, and I don't know that much about Chris individually and what he's done in his life. I wouldn't come up to this guy and be like, you're a loser, you haven't done anything. But just as someone who's watched a lot of Chris, it feels like it's all he thinks about. It just feels like everything he does in his videos is just some sort of weird, maladaptive coping mechanism because he's really, really disappointed in his life and he's upset and he doesn't want to point any of that inward. He doesn't want to have any sort of introspection. He just wants to vomit all of his negative feelings outward so he doesn't have to reflect upon his own actions and beliefs for even a second.
That countdown going, because it's coming. Get your stuff. Get everything you need. Because sometime in September, October, or November, it's coming.
I hope mask mandates come back just to piss Chris off. Literally just only that reason.
Anyway.
No matter what's going on next November, I am 100% going to wear a mask to the polls in the hopes that it makes someone mad. Midlife crisis, man. Hey, he's doing his best. His best is just real bad. Oh, this is kind of funny. Any BioShock fans out there? You'll get this joke. Also, BioShock fucking slaps. Can we get another... They're working on another BioShock game, I think I've heard. Which is exciting. I love BioShock and BioShock Infinite. BioShock 2 is okay. Not as good as the first one or Infinite, but it's alright. I think playing as a Big Daddy was a bad choice. I would say that BioShock Infinite did a better thematic playing as the Big Daddy thing than the second one. It's more subtle.
Remember when pride was a sin? Although that is merely a factual statement, because under the old rules, applicable even a decade ago, pride was a sin and had been recognized as perhaps the cardinal sin for thousands of years previously. To the woke authoritarian moralists who now insist, for example, that we celebrate Pride Month, not hour or day or week, but month, and who have literally called it Pride Month instead of LGBT plus month or up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Why does it fit? because BioShock, if anyone isn't like a gamer or hasn't played BioShock, you should if you're a gamer. Like, unironically, I think it holds up the first one as a horror, survival, shooter, action shooter, probably not even survival, action shooter, horror game. It just oozes atmosphere, the production design is brilliant, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you're a leftist, because the entire thing is a huge critique and lampooning of, like, objectivist Randian ideology. So that's pretty fun. But genuinely, great story. Great story, great environments, very fun. Someone said BioShock Infinite's overrated. Fair enough. The gameplay loop of BioShock Infinite is not that good. Like, the shooting mechanics are so-so, and basically you just go from, you know, one shooting gallery to another. Sometimes you have the rail things, sometimes you don't. But I like the characters and the story enough that it held through for me for at least a few playthroughs. If it's not for you, I totally understand. But for me, the story was really interesting. The world was cool to look at. I liked Elizabeth and Booker. I liked the whole multiverse stuff. I liked to find all the like, different songs that were leaking through the multiverse. But yes, the gameplay loop is not very satisfying. The interdimensional stuff with her is underdone, and they did not do what they set out to do with the game. But it's fun.
All of the water levels around the world rise by let's say 5 feet.
Oh, this is like so quiet. I gotta turn it down.
All of the water levels around the world rise by let's say 5 feet. Over the next 100 years, say 10 feet by the next 100 years, and it puts all the low-lying areas on the coast underwater, right? Which, let's say all of that happens. You think that people aren't going to just
sell them to who, Ben? Sell them to who? Ben Shapiro drowning is the caption. Funny. Which thing do I want to watch? This is kind of funny. Maybe we'll read this. Canadian court... this is from Fox News, so I'm sure this is going to be worded very objectively. Canadian court upholds Jordan Peterson forced to undergo social media training over controversial posts. In order for famous Canadian psychologist and author Dr. Jordan Peterson to undergo social media training for controversial posts he had shared in the last few years was upheld by an Ontario court. Peterson, a popular media personality and professor emeritus of the University of Toronto Psychology Department, was forced to comply with the order Wednesday after 3 Ontario Divisional Court judges dismissed his legal complaint against the College of Psychologists of Ontario. From my understanding, this is basically the licensing board from which he has his, license, and they basically told him, hey, if you want to remain in good standing with us and keep your license, you need to take this social media training. Basically, my understanding was... I'm saying basically a lot. Sorry for the redundancy. My understanding is that... remember when he was being really shitty to, Elliot Page a while back? He had been... Elliot had been posting about all his transition stuff, and, he's doing great. He's fucking thriving, so I'm very happy about that. Jordan Peterson, being a salty bitch, of course, continually was posting such disgusting things about Elliot, and, objectifying him, and objectifying his, pre-transition body, which is disgusting and triggering as a trans person, it's beyond the pale disgusting. Anyway, they were like, hey, you need to take some social media training, which is probably... I don't even think they were going to say, hey, you can't be transphobic. You can't stop him from being a piece of shit. It's not illegal to be a piece of shit. He can be a piece of shit, but at minimum, I assume they want to tell him, hey, maybe don't do things that are going to really, really distress certain groups of people. Maybe don't do things that punch down on marginalized individuals. Even if you're gonna be a piece of shit, maybe don't be a goddamn creep about it. Like that time that you posted a fetish video and thought it was a secret sperm collection prison. I just don't get it. Oh, the video he posted about this is also incredibly bizarre. I tweeted about it. Let me pull it up. I'll find it. I don't know if he posted it to YouTube. But he looks like a Batman villain, and it's very weird.
Just
look at this shit. Did he post this to... Oh, he posted this 5 hours ago. Okay, we need to watch this. At least parts of it. He's obsessed... What is this? I know that he talked before that, like, there's a company, I think, that sends him these suits, and I understand. They're supposed to be pretty out-there suits. I understand. You know me. I wear a fucking maid outfit sometimes for this show, and I like all sorts of weird hats. I like eccentric fashion. I absolutely like eccentric fashion. I'll give you an example. You know what one of my favorite doctor outfits is? Yeah, you can fucking hate me. I like the Sixth Doctor's outfit, goddammit. Anyway, the thing is that usually if you want to have a very open and artistically expressive outfit that's like out of the norm, it kind of butts up against when you're literally a reactionary conservative. It's weird. Like, you're not making a statement here of like, ooh, personality and everyone should just do their own thing, which is normally what you would get the vibe from if someone was wearing something very loud and fun. Instead, it's literally him doing a villain monologue, which makes him look like a Batman villain. Like he should be in Batman's rogues gallery, rather. I was gonna say villains gallery, rogues gallery.
Despite my proclivity...
Hannah needs to wear celery one of these days. That's the Fifth Doctor. Fifth Doctor wore the celery because he was allergic to something and the celery would prevent it or something. The celery was a bad choice. I like the Fifth Doctor's outfit a lot. The cricket stuff and the jacket and the hat, very good. The Fifth Doctor's outfit is one of the best Doctor outfits, except for the celery. That's like the one misstep.
To feel guilt, which is quite substantive. And despite my temperamental unwillingness to engage in conflict.
Why does he talk like this? Like, I understand. I have a decent vocabulary. So, if I wished to pontificate upon all of the numerous words which I could elucidate for my audience, I could explain all of the myriad of turns of phrase that I have learned over these many, many decades of working with you people here upon the World Wide Web. You could be verbose, but why would you do that? Like, why would you sound like a jackass? Like, you sound like a prick. You sound like one of those people on Reddit, the I Am Very Smart subreddit, that thinks that using, like, longer words makes you smarter. It depends on your audience. If you're writing or speaking formally, you can speak formally. If you're just having a conversation, it should be less formal. And even in this, which is semi-formal in that it's some sort of statement he's making, not formal enough to talk like this. It's like he's writing like... I don't even know how to explain it. It's like he's writing a very dry paper. It's weird. You don't need to do it. Your goal when communicating isn't to sound impressive. Your goal when communicating isn't just, I need to come across as an intellectual. Your goal as speaker should be, I want to express my ideas to the most people possible, given the context of what I am saying and the audience I am saying it to. Like, he only does this to give a false impression that he's some fucking intellectual, and he just isn't. Guys, do you remember, like, years ago... Oh my god. Let me go to YouTube. I don't even know how hard this will be to find. When I did the 12 Rules for Life review years ago, I gotta see where the fuck I can find this. It's a playlist somewhere. It's so funny how much shit we got when we did the Jordan Peterson thing. That's funny. This is actually when Jordan Peterson did the Canada thing. No, but we did like the long form 12 Rules for Life thing where we took a look at his book, and every single bullshit thing that we read, and we were making basic observations about the kind of person he was. We got so much shit back in the day from chuds who were like, "Oh, you don't get it. He just wants to help people. He just wants to self-help people. You don't understand." And every single thing we said about him, that he was a reactionary, that he was using the self-help stuff to try and get in with this, like, disgruntled young men segment of demographics so he can then further push reactionary ideas. We said all this, and it was all true, and all of the things we said were fucking spot on. This guy's a piece of shit.
Not only do I not see what I did wrong, I think what I've done on the public communication front is my responsibility.
Okay, first of all, blocking. Get your fucking hands away from your face. That's incredibly distracting. Secondly, no, there are enough transphobic shit posters on the internet. You're not providing a great service for being yet another one.
As a clinician.
As a clinician. In what way are you doing anything clinically when you're posting on Twitter? That's not clinical. You're not acting in your, like, role as a clinician. You're shit posting. Your area of expertise is not in trans healthcare? Like, you don't know anything about trans people. You didn't learn about it when you were in school. You graduated, like, in the 80s. And it's never been your field of, like, study. Your field, to my understanding, is you graduated with a PhD specializing in addiction. So, like, alcohol and drugs. So, what are you doing? Why are you talking about things you have no authority to speak upon? And it's not even like, it's one thing if someone is at a place where they're just ignorant and they want to listen, you know? There are people out there who don't necessarily understand the whole trans thing, about what it is to be a trans person and why trans people, you know, want to transition. And unfortunately, a lot of them have taken a drink from the poisoned well that right-wing media has set up that makes them think that, oh, trans people are like all these negative things, are all these terrible, terrible things. We're not. We're really not. So I'm fine with talking to someone to express that to them and make sure they understand, like, hey, I'm not some scary thing that you were shown on the internet. I'm a human being with thoughts and feelings, and I care about other people, and I have empathy, and I would never hurt anyone. You know? This isn't what Jordan Peterson is doing. He's not acting in good faith. He has no interest in listening to the stories of trans people. He has no interest in listening to other psychiatrists or psychologists or doctors who have worked with trans patients or understand it better. He has no interest. As far as he is concerned, he's right, everyone else is wrong, and anyone who tries to tell him otherwise is an enemy of his great intellect, his God-given mission to tell people awful shit on Twitter. It's pathetic.
To tell the truth about what I see, so we'll make it public.
See what I mean? He's a fucking Batman villain. He's monologuing. Oh my god, listen to this shit. I'm an intellectual. Listen to these string instruments. Interesting photos he's choosing for these. Oh my god, it's his daughter.
Dad, nice to see you.
Hey Mick, how you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. How are you?
Good, actually. All things considered, I'm in Milwaukee, looking forward to the presidential debate tonight. That's fun. You know, I'm perplexed, I would say, about the situation in Canada. I
think you've been perplexed about a lot of things for a long time.
I've been thinking about it this...
I don't think the coma helped.
This morning, as you know, the court that we appealed the College of Psychologists' decision to decided that the college has...
Is that his fucking signature on the lapel? Does that say Peterson? Is that his fucking autograph on the lapel? Oh my god. Okay. Jordan Peterson is transported to Gotham City, and he has decided to fight Batman and become a member of his rogues gallery. This is the outfit he is wearing. Chat, name Jordan Peterson's villain persona. Someone else said, I saw on Twitter someone said the babbler, which isn't too bad.
It's within the college's purview to stop me from having any political opinions, as far as I can tell.
It's not what's happening. They're just telling you to take a course. He kind of looks like the Condiment King in court. Like, this is the outfit the Condiment King would wear.
The decision,
Sigmund Fraud, is pretty funny,
which I posted on Twitter and will post in the description of this video, starts out by making a case for the fundamental reality of freedom of speech for Canadians in Canada. And then
for Canadians in Canada, no one's putting you in jail. Literally, a private body that deals with your accreditation is telling you, hey, if you want to be a member, take this fucking class. Don't do it if you don't want to. You'll lose your license or whatever is going to happen, but that's on you.
And says, but, and that's always a bad start when you're talking about freedom of speech.
Because no country has any limits on freedom of speech. As we all know, in Canada and the USA, it's completely legal to do fraud and do libel. We never draw lines anywhere.
But apparently, the college has the right to decide that I can be re-educated forcibly with the risk of my license.
Yep, suck a dick.
Essentially because I made political statements that the members of...
You made shitty statements. You made statements in the same way that, saying racist shit is a quote-unquote political statement. It's less about the political implications and more just the morality, the moral implications, the fact that you're an awful person. This is something some people don't get. I don't understand. I've seen articles, and I'm sure some of you have seen this too, in the discourse online, people being like, I can't believe that Republicans or right-wing people have trouble getting dates and stuff. How can people not want to be with people who have different political beliefs? That's so close-minded. And it's like, I don't know what kind of person you have to be so privileged that you get to put up a wall between what you deem political and what you deem reality or moral or your personality. I don't know how to break it to you. Your politics are part of your personality. Your politics are informed by your morals, your beliefs, who you are as a person. So you can't just say, imagine there was someone who was, in the KKK, racist piece of shit. It's the 1960s, right? And you're voting as hard as you can to try and stop desegregation and civil rights and everything. Imagine that person being like, well, that's just one part of me. Are you so obsessed with politics you can't deal with me, as a whole human being? It's like, no! Because, taking you even as a whole, let's say you're a pie chart of all the things you are. If even a little sliver is oh, a piece of shit, then you're a piece of shit. You can't carve out exceptions for yourself because you're upset that there are social consequences for being a terrible person.
That the college don't agree with, and those opinions.
Professor Prattle, the crustacean of crime, is pretty good. I really like Professor Prattle. That's pretty good. That's my favorite one, I think.
Involve 2 criticisms of Justin Trudeau, 1 criticism of his chief of staff.
I'm guessing it was more about the trans thing, Jordan.
1 criticism of an Ottawa city councillor, and then my objection on Joe Rogan to the climate apocalyptic fear-mongering.
Oh, so you're also doing climate denial stuff. Okay, so Jordan, here's the thing. The organization you're talking about, you get your accreditation through them. So if people see, oh my god, Jordan Peterson is a dumbass, and he's accredited through these people, what are these people doing? Looks bad on them. So they're trying to get you to not be such a dick and make them look bad. You are toxic. You are a toxic brand for the majority of people. I'm pretty sure the only people who are into you are the same people who are into Andrew Tate. You're in the same basket as the alleged sex trafficker R-word person who thinks he can beat up Spider-Man.
That idiot tyrants are foisting on the general population.
Oh my god. Jordan Peterson is senior, and Andrew Tate is senior, junior. Oh god.
Now, apparently that makes me unprofessional and
yes,
a disgrace to the profession.
Yes.
Such that I am now going to be required, the college can go ahead with this, to put me into a re-education program with their so-called social media experts. And that's also, by the way, a profession that does not exist, until I learn my lesson, whatever that is, regardless of...
Andrew Tate did used to date his daughter, yes.
How much time that takes, by their judgment. Or they can take my license away. And so the court says, well, of course you have freedom of speech, Dr. Peterson, but because you're a professional, you're bound by your professional organization.
Literally, yes, this is not unique to you.
And apparently they're not bound, even though they're a government organization, fundamentally. Apparently they're not bound by that fundamental constitutional axiom. And so that shows you...
Literally, the court said you're wrong. The court decided. Canada has, you know, common law courts like the U.S., so I don't know if that was just like I don't know if it was a whole, like, I don't know if Canada calls it the federal government. Whatever their highest level of government is, I don't know if that's where the court jurisdiction was or if it was just a provincial level court. Either way, you lose. You can't really argue on the merits at this point. You lost. You lost. The court disagrees with you, so that's the answer.
All you Canadians who are listening.
They're not a government organization? Oh, even better. I thought so, but the way he talked was almost like, am I wrong? Okay.
And everyone outside of the country who might be the least bit interested in Canada, that shows you exactly what our bloody Constitution is worth. And if Canadians are so daft that they don't think that that's a problem, well, they're going to figure it out over the next 15 years because there's absolutely no excuse for this. So that's what I'm thinking. Now, there's part of me that's thinking, well, look, Peterson, the College of Psychologists is after you. You've taken it to court. Now the judges have decided that you're wrong. Maybe you're wrong. And
oh, he responded to the thing I said. I'm interested.
I think, well, I expressed political sentiment and I'm actually informed. And so...
So your answer is no, I'm smarter than the judge.
For the life...
Do you think the judge isn't aware of the Canadian Constitution? They're a judge.
Of me, I can't see how I'm wrong.
That's the problem, isn't it?
I think I have a responsibility to say what I think, and...
Okay, do it. And if you don't do the thing that you're now ordered to do, you're gonna lose your license, and that's your business. It's not like you're using it anyway. You're just a pundit at this point. Why do you even care?
I think many people agree with that, and I think the fundamental consequence of that around the world has been massively beneficial to people. So I think, number one, what the hell? And number two, bring it on. And see what happens. Because I will make absolutely every bit of this public in a way...
Great. Keep going. You're doing great, hun.
...that the college and the courts can hardly even imagine.
This is a lot of impotent rage.
So, away we go. So, that's how I'm doing.
That's how you're doing, okay. But good.
Yeah, but good, you know. I mean, I didn't... Look, the court decision was worse than I thought it would be. I was already pessimistic. I figured the court would take the coward's way out and basically upbraid the college for procedural inadequacy. Because one of the things the college did, which is just beyond comprehension as far as I'm concerned, is pursue these complaints that were put forward by people distributed all over the world.
Okay, they're a private organization. They can do whatever they want. If they're saying that you are making them as an organization look bad, they can decide, like, we don't want you as part of our organization anymore. We're revoking your accreditation. What do you want here? You just want to be right. You want to not have any consequences. That's all you want.
Who then claimed in writing falsely to be my clients, when in fact they were never my clients. And not only were they not my clients, they had nothing to do with anyone who was ever a client of mine. And so I figured at least the court would say, well, you know, of course you have the right to police professionals because you're a professional governing body, but they didn't even do that. They just basically said, well, of course you have the right to freedom of speech, except when it comes to, let's say, political opinions. So, you know, then what right do you have at all? And, it's terrible, Michaela, because
she is not... Again, I know everyone else is pointing out why is she here. She's not saying anything, so I don't know.
I know perfectly.
Is it just so it doesn't look like he's ranting manically?
Well,
because it's not working.
From talking to many physicians in particular, but also...
She looks high. That's all... For those who don't know, she's on a carnivore diet, so she only ever eats meat. I think that's just her general state. She probably feels high all the time. She's high on meat. She has too much fucking red meat. It's just fermenting in her body.
Also lawyers and psychologists, that no one in Canada, arguably, and this is also extremely strange, it's surreal, there's no one in Canada except me that's actually in a position to fight this.
Delusions of grandeur.
Because it's hyper expensive, and I don't...
If you didn't see, a little pop-up came up for a fundraiser for him. Jordan, didn't you make a lot of money on your books and stuff? Why are you asking for money?
Well, if my insurance will cover it. It's hyper expensive. It's stressful. It's complex. It's time consuming. It could involve the suspension of my license. And there's not really anything that can be done to me that's a threat. I'm not serving as a clinician. I don't have a practice anymore because that became impossible, even though I love doing it. And I'm also not very happy about that. So I'm like the person who can do this. And
good luck.
Canadians have no idea to what degree professionals in Canada are now required
to not be a shitbag and post transphobic things or really weird right-wing reactionary conspiracy theories. Yep, be a professional.
Not to say what they think or to lie outright. So, for example, therapists are required by law to lie about, let's say, the gender identity.
Oof! There it is! Have you considered, Jordan, that it's not a lie? You're just an asshole who's wrong.
Of minors. And so, for me, especially on the therapy side,
he's genuinely unable to understand that, like, hey, therapists and psychologists and people in the medical field that actually study and deal with trans people aren't lying. They just know more about it than you. Have you considered that you don't know? Have you considered that you... I find it hard to believe that Jordan Peterson has ever in his life sat down with a trans person with no cameras, so he can't make it some sort of spectacle where he's showing off. Just sit down with any trans person in good faith and genuinely listen to an opposing view to understand where trans people are coming from, instead of this egotistical, narcissistic belief that he can never be wrong and whatever his initial assumption is right and everyone else is wrong. That's so unhealthy.
If you're required by law and by your professional organization to lie cowardly...
You're not. That's your interpretation. And literally, by the way, they didn't say you can't... They didn't say you had to go out and post shit about trans people positively. I assume they just want you to stop being an asshole on social media. Also, probably doesn't help that you were posting, again, fetish videos. He literally posted a fetish video of a bunch of dudes strapped to, like, sex toys that were basically milking them. This was a fetish video. But he was like, oh my god, the Chinese are stealing our pure blood cum because we're not vaccinated or some weird shit. Like, it was out there. It was like complete conspiracy weirdness. I obviously can't show it on stream because it's literal fetish pornography. Like, I just don't understand how he doesn't get how bad he's looking.
You're done as a therapist because the only thing you've got as a therapist is honesty. That's it. Honesty is what...
His daughter was one of the people on Twitter who told him to take it down because it's fake, by the way. Must be an interesting relationship with her dad.
What's curative? So...
Probably explains why she was into Tate, though. I'm assuming she's probably got some daddy issues. And who could blame her with this person as your dad?
you know, it's just part of how surreal the world is, and particularly how surreal Canada is. It's hard to fathom.
It is hard to fathom. Can I read just a couple of sentences from the decision so people have an idea of what's in here? It's linked below. People can read the entire thing. But there's...
I'm so curious, the entire thing. Full court decision. 18 pages. Overview. When individuals join a regulated profession, they do not lose their charter right to freedom of expression. At the same time, however, they take on obligations and must abide by the rules of their regulatory body that may limit their freedom of expression. This case raises the clash between a regulated clinical psychologist's right to speak in a certain manner and the regulator's power to require the members to moderate that speech. The applicant, Dr. Jordan Peterson, seeks judicial review of a decision of the Inquiries, Complaints and Reports Committee of the College of Psychologists of Ontario. This decision ordered Dr. Peterson, as a registered member of the college authorized to practice clinical psychology, to complete a specified continuing education or remedial program, an SCERP, regarding professionalism in public statements. The ICRC's orders follow an investigation into language used by Dr. Peterson in public statements earlier in 2022. In the decision, the ICRC expressed its concern that Dr. Peterson's comments may be, quote, degrading, demeaning, and unprofessional. The ICRC concluded that some of the language used in Dr. Peterson's public statements may be reasonably regarded by members of the profession as disgraceful, dishonorable, and/or unprofessional, and posed moderate risks of harm to the public. The risks of harm identified by the ICRC include undermining public trust in the profession of psychology, and may also raise questions about Dr. Peterson's ability to appropriately carry out his responsibilities as a registered psychologist. Literally, they're saying, you are so stupid on social media, you're making our entire profession look bad. Oh. I'm just trying to see if any of the specific tweets or whatever are in here. They might not be, but... Let's see. A tweet on January 2nd, 2022, in which Dr. Peterson responded to an individual who expressed concern about overpopulation by stating, "You're free to leave at any point." Various comments Dr. Peterson made on January 25th, 2022 appeared on the podcast The Joe Rogan Experience. Dr. Peterson is identified as a clinical psychologist and spoke about, quote, a vindictive client whose complaint about him was, quote, a pack of lies. Speaking about air pollution and child deaths, Dr. Peterson said, "It's just poor children and the world has too many people on it anyway." Oh my god! Holy shit. Let's see, he called someone a prick. Let's see, he commented on someone's they-them pronouns, saying it was an appalling self-righteous moralizing thing. In response to a tweet about Elliot Page being proud to introduce a trans character on TV, Peterson retweeted, quote, "Remember when pride was a sin?" And Elliot Page just had... I'm not even going to read it. It's a really transphobic fucking thing. A further complaint about Dr. Peterson's January 2nd, 2022 tweet in which Dr. Peterson responded to an individual who expressed concern about overpopulation by that's the same one. The further complaint provided a link to a GQ interview in which Peterson made a similar comment about suicide, yikerinos. Peterson tweet posted in May 2022 in which he commented on a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition cover with a plus-sized model, tweeting, "Sorry, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that." Yeah. Oh, wow, there's a lot of examples. I see why they want him to take this thing.
Parts, like, this is...
Alright, that's enough Jordan Peterson. What a jackass. I don't like him. Here's this opposite thing.
In the matter of People versus Joshua Lanto. Mr. Lanto, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Counselor, you want to put your appearance on record?
Looks like Mr. Cooch left the room, Judge.
Is he anywhere to be seen?
What? This is not out. He came out and went back in.
Wants a 30-day adjournment on Mr. Lanto's case for discovery. Is that right?
I wasn't, that's fine with me, Judge, if that's what the request is.
Well, quick objection. The request was, why don't we just drop this right now?
Oh, yikes. Yikerinos. That's not how any of this works.
Okay, Mr. Lanto, you understand that you're the one requesting that you be given 30 days to get discovery. It's not the prosecutor.
Well, the first thing I want... Okay,
you want a trial today?
Oh, God.
You want a trial today?
Well, I mean, I'd even be willing to, you know, sign a guilty plea today if the court can just produce the factual evidence of jurisdiction. It should be...
There's the jurisdiction thing with all these people. The court has jurisdiction. You showed up.
In my file somewhere. You know, I was asking for the same thing up in the Clarkston courthouse, and they send me to the Oakland County Jail.
Mr. Lanto, I'm not going to produce anything. I don't have to. I'm the judge. And as far as I know, the prosecutor can only produce what he wants to produce to convict. So we're not doing that. Your attorney's asked for 30 days. Do you want the 30 days or do you want to go to trial today?
Take the 30 days.
Well, let's see what the discovery evidence has to say, but
correct.
First, you know, if they could, the very first thing out of there, they could send the factual evidence of jurisdiction.
Oh my God, I don't even know what this is over. I don't know if it's a traffic ticket or whatever, but the arresting officer, whatever the documents are that actually are filed with the court for your arraignment today or whatever's going on, are proof of jurisdiction. Those documents should have, like, here's what the arrest was for, here's where they were arrested, here's where the crime took place. You're in this court within the jurisdiction of where the crime took place, allegedly. They have jurisdiction over you.
That would be great. It should be a one-page document. If the
Okay, it's a one-page document. It says we have authority over you.
If the prosecutor filed this fantastic...
Mr. Lanto, you're talking crazy.
Kind of respect that.
I would suggest that you listen to your attorney, okay? I'm going to adjourn this matter on his motion for 30 days.
Did you just
say...
Can you...
I haven't sent this to the assignment clerk, Mr. Lanto. You're not listening. See, that's why you get in trouble, because you like to talk and you think you know it all, and you don't listen. I'm going to adjourn your case for 30 days. I'm going to send the matter down to the assignment clerk. She'll send out a notice. Hopefully your attorney will have the discovery that he wants by then, and we can handle your case. Okay?
Well, have you kind of calmed down a little bit?
Oh, that's not a good thing to say. That's going to be contempt of court. That's going to be contempt of court. That's directly making fun of the judge. That's directly acting as though the judge is acting irrationally. That's not going to go well. That's not a good thing to do.
What did he say?
Even the judge is like, excuse me?
No. You're all set.
It seems like you were getting angry. It seems like you were getting angry.
No, Mr. Lanto, you can leave the meeting. We'll see you in 30 days or so.
Oh, you better take the hint and leave. You better take the hint and leave.
Clerk will send you a notice.
Well, I just want the record to show I've asked these same questions in
okay, it's on the record.
Several courts, and nobody has said I'm talking crazy.
Okay, well, they were being more polite with you. But yeah, did it work then? Guessing not.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first time somebody said I've been anything but reasonable in a...
Okay, but did they produce the things? If they were being polite to you, cool. Doesn't mean the thing you're saying is true.
Huh. That's amazing.
Huh, right.
You're talking like you know all about the law, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, then let me ask a few questions for clarification.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's lawyer's probably just so pissed right now.
Don't need to ask any questions.
Oh yeah, lawyer's trying to mitigate. Please stop. Please shut up. Please shut up.
We'll deal with it in 30 days, Mr. Lanto.
Wait, we can't ask simple logical questions
Oh god.
today?
Ask your attorney when you see him.
Like I said, I'd be willing.
Yeah, if I'm the attorney, I'd be like, as your attorney, I would advise that you stop.
Willing to sign the guilty plea and just, be done with this if I just see the...
Okay, but if you do the guilty plea, there's gonna be whatever the punishment is. And then you're asking in bad faith anyway, because you don't think they have authority, even though you showed up to Zoom court.
Factual evidence, jurisdiction, number one. And
That's
then number
what
two...
we're asking for discovery.
Okay, and then the proof of jurisdiction is going to be in there? Is that... I'm asking a simple logical question. It's either...
No, you're not. You're asking a sovereign citizen question with no basis in reality.
Either yes or no, the proof is going to be in there or not. It's very simple. It's very logical, actually.
Well, let's see.
Mr. Lanto, I think maybe you ought to come into court in person next time, and your attorney will be here in person.
Oh boy. Is he telling him that so next time he can have him arrested for contempt easily? That's kind of the vibe I get.
And we can talk about it. So when you get that letter,
well,
can I put on there that he's in person? I'm going to indicate to the assignment clerk that I want you here in person. You know where the courthouse is?
Well, I feel like I'd be in danger if I came there. I'd be in danger.
Why? You don't think they have authority over you? If they don't have authority, what are you worried about?
Hey, danger. I'll assign a policeman to watch over you.
That's the scariest
Chris,
thing
will you
I
watch
could
over
hear.
him when he comes?
Absolutely.
That is the scariest thing I could ever hear. And that's coming from a very reasonable person.
Okay, we'll see you in person in about 30 days, whatever date the assignment clerk gives you. And you come into court and we'll take care of business, okay?
So what does it mean to take care of business and I got to come in person and you're going to assign a police officer to me and then you said I'm talking crazy?
No, you got it.
Did I just recall what was said on the record? Did I just recall that correctly?
You said no. You said it in reverse. I said first that you're talking some crazy talk. Then I said I'm going to adjourn it for 30 days. And then I said, because you're worried about it, that I'd have an officer watch over you while you're in court. We'll see you in 30 days. People versus William Vaughn. Mr. Vaughn here.
Yes, sir. I'm
Mr.
here.
Vaughn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Counselor, you want to put your appearance on record?
Thank you, Robert Coots, on behalf of Mr. Vaughn.
Sorry, Judge. My client's an idiot.
Okay. It indicated you want to set this matter over for a jury trial. Is that right?
That is correct, Judge.
Okay.
The guy might be slightly buzzed. At the beginning, you can see him take a hit of a vape. I'm assuming it was THC. It might not be, but let me take a look. Let's take a look. The first thing, when he pops up, he lets out smoke. Or vape. Yeah, I think that's THC vape. It's not dense enough, I think, to be nicotine. I think that's maybe a weed vape he's using. Possibly. It's tough to say. Anyway, don't get high before court. That's not a good thing to do. Hmm.
1075. Officer Scott, Coral Springs Police. Stopping you for your speed. You're going 70 and a 40. Give your driver license.
70 and a 40, 30 over. That's not good. Does that breach reckless driving? I guess it depends on the state. I know in some places, like, if you're a certain amount, it's not just speeding, it becomes, like, specifically reckless driving or something, which is a more serious charge.
Insurance card?
Give me a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I don't know this. I didn't know. I don't know.
You didn't know what?
Don't understand.
I'm showing you. Here's the radar unit. You were going 70 miles an hour. The speed limit on University is only 40.
You scanned me with that. I didn't know that.
I'm scaring you with that.
I said you scanned me with that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't give consent for that.
You don't need to consent for a radar gun. That's not how that works. They can just sit there and scan everyone.
You don't need to give consent for that.
Your name is?
I'm Officer Scott.
Okay.
I need your driver license and your insurance card, please.
Okay.
He sounds baked a little bit, yeah. Some people do just talk slower, but he sounds a little bit like he's high, if I'm being honest.
44, go ahead and roll me a routine.
Trump arrived at jail, no mugshot yet? Cool.
Please.
Let me know when it does. I'll add it to the starting page for a bit. I'm kind of wondering, is Trump gonna look angry in his mugshot, or is he gonna try and play it off like, I'm in charge, and do like a smiley, fine face? I'm curious.
Give me a moment.
Bravo 42.
I'm just gonna
Use a THC vape medical card for chronic pain and osteoarthritis. It really helps. The only thing that does. That's obviously a different scenario. I'm not talking about if you're using it for pain management or anything like that. I'm assuming if you're doing it, your tolerance is probably up anyway. Still probably shouldn't drive or anything, but like, whatever.
reach for my paperwork.
Okay, no weapons in the car or anything like
no
that?
Weapons,
okay. We actually pulled into the Petco parking lot here.
Yeah, please fill
What is this?
Petco parking lot.
No, I need your driver license and your insurance card.
I'm gonna need you to fill this.
No, I need your driver.
These people, I don't understand. Whenever sovereign citizens do this, sometimes they'll have a thing that they want cops to fill out. I have never seen a police officer fill one of these out, because of course, why would they? Like, they don't have to. It's a nonsense piece of fictional paperwork. Like, it has nothing. What's the point? Don't waste the paper and the printer ink.
Driver license and your insurance card.
I'm gonna need you to fill this out.
Wouldn't be calm if you were him because of race, especially because of racist cops. Oh yeah, that scares the shit out of me. Like, you know, I'm a random white person. I am trans though, and you know, a lot of cops don't like trans people either, so that's its own issue. But like, especially if I wasn't white, I don't understand people who are this calm around the cops and nonchalant. It's like this sovereign citizen thing has given this guy like a really false sense of security. Like, I get it. It's fine to have a relatively casual interaction if it's possible. But maybe be a little more formal with what's going on here. Take it seriously. Cops are scary.
Okay, I need your driver license and insurance card.
You said okay. I need you to
42,
fill this out. I'll give you a pen.
Get in a while.
I'll give you a pen to fill this out.
454, I'll see you in round Petco parking lot.
I need your information.
I need your information. And I need your driver license and your insurance card. If you're failing to comply...
I don't want to make this difficult.
I don't either. I want to make this very easy, but you're making it very difficult. Because I've asked you several times now for your driver license and your insurance card, and you're failing to comply. When you get pulled over by the police...
Provide you my license.
When you get pulled over by the police, you have an obligation to provide identification.
That is true. If you are the driver of a vehicle, you are required to show your ID if you're pulled over.
You also have an obligation to provide...
If you're a passenger, I don't think so. I think that might depend on the state. I'm not sure.
Proof of insurance.
5429 valid, registered to a Frank.
Said me?
Yes.
Cesario.
44, if you could roll a supervisor.
While you waiting, you could like do that?
No, I'm going to wait for you.
I'm trying to be mutual.
Bravo 44.
No, you're not. I've asked you several times for your driver license. You don't want to give me your driver license.
That's not what I'm doing.
You want to argue and you want to do this sovereign citizen stuff, and this is not going to work out right now. This is not going to work out for you.
I'm not sovereign.
Okay.
I have a license.
I'm going to give you one more chance to provide your driver license before I pull you out of the car and detain you in handcuffs.
I'm not. All you doing is under duress. You gotta give me time. And I'm asking.
None of this is under duress. I
never understand this whole under duress thing. Are there people who don't understand that underlying the justice system is coercive force? Like, might makes right, by no means, but it is nonetheless a fact that the way that our criminal justice system works is, yes, if you are doing something that is deemed illegal, yes, there is coercion involved. Like, no one wants to go to jail or prison for the most part. Yeah, punishment is part of it. Like, again, I don't agree with the criminal justice system as it exists, but that doesn't change the reality of it. So when you're like, I'm doing this under duress, okay, all right, the authority that they have implicit in their like, title as an officer isn't incidental. It's not an accident. That's part of the system. Correct.
Asked you several times.
And I'm working with you.
There is no duress here. You haven't even attempted to locate a driver license.
I'm doing that. How are you lying?
You don't have a driver license in your phone, sir. I need a physical driver license from you.
I'm assuming, is he trying to, does he have a fake thing on his phone that someone sold him, or is he trying to find some sort of sovereign citizen bullshit to quote?
You're not, there is no such thing as an electronic version of a driver license.
That's a lie.
No.
Oh, God.
No, it's not a lie.
Cooperating with me. Okay. Give me a moment. You held me under arrest. I can turn off my car.
Yes, please turn your car off.
Give me a moment.
Turn your car off.
Give me a moment.
Turn your car.
Give me a moment. You're doing too much.
Stop.
You using aggressive
Stop.
words. I don't have anything in my pocket.
Relax.
You scare me. You scare
Relax.
me. I cannot hold on me.
Relax.
I feel safe right here. Come down. Hold on.
Come out of the car.
You're not allowed.
Come out of the car.
I'm not gonna oppose anything.
Come out of the car. Come out of the car.
You being aggressive.
Face away from me.
Please.
Face away from me.
Allow me
Face
to
away
get my
from me.
stuff out the car.
Get on the floor. Face away from me.
Ground. Officer, when it's outside, it's called the ground.
Is it because I'm wearing all black?
Around right now.
Everything escalates so quickly with American cops. Like, again, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. This guy's ignorant. He's obviously, like, he's wrapped up in this sovereign citizen stuff and he doesn't know what he's doing is wrong. Do you really need to be this fucking shitty? He's delusional due to one reason or another. You don't have to fucking yell at him and throw him on the ground or whatever.
Bravo 23, Canine 5,
face away from him.
Canine 5,
What are y'all doing?
Put your hand.
Oh my eye.
Put your hand behind your back.
Put your hand behind your back. Do it now.
Quiet.
Do it now, right now. You're under arrest.
No, I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf. Stop.
Leave your hands behind your back.
Stop. I got work on my thing. Could you allow me to get my stuff? Y'all wouldn't allow me. I don't have it in my pocket. I have a license. I have registration. I have
You're under arrest.
Don't allow me.
Let's watch this.
Now y'all going to court, man. Y'all using excessive force. I have my license.
I don't know what he said.
I have it directly from Cherry Road. Y'all doing too much. And then you call me a sovereign. And then you can allow on the oath. I just put these pants. So you won't allow me to get anything. I can't
Roll over on your other side.
But y'all use so much excessive force.
It's all on body cam. So everybody will be able to see just how much time I gave you to provide an ID when you refused over and over.
I didn't refuse. I asked you to fill out that paperwork.
Bring your knees up to your chest. Do it now.
What?
Roll over onto your knees.
You got me some ass.
Sit up. Stand up. Stand up.
What part of stand up don't you understand?
You can put him in
I
my
don't understand. Exactly.
I don't know. I pulled him over. I asked him for ID. He gives me this, tells me I need to fill this out.
Sovereign citizens these days don't like to call themselves sovereign citizens generally because people know what it is.
So
It's kind of like how pyramid schemes became MLMs, multi-level marketing, and now that multi-level marketing is kind of poisoned because people know about it, sometimes it'll be called network marketing or other things.
Continue to ask him for his ID over and over and over.
Good.
I told him we're not going to play the sovereign citizen thing. He says I'm not a sovereign. He says he's looking for his ID in his phone. I told him 2 or 3 times there's no such thing as an electronic version of a...
You're doing this for money.
This has nothing to do with money.
Because, no, the way you just disrespect me, I'm gonna have to... I know.
You do whatever you have to do. I told you we're not going to
no
play
one
this.
looks good in this now.
Sovereign citizen.
I didn't
thing.
say that.
You're trying to have me fill out sovereign citizen paperwork.
No, I'm not. That's the paperwork gets your information, so I know who you are.
I told you who I was. As a matter of fact, the very first thing I said to you was, "I'm Officer Scott, Coral Springs Police."
I just asked you to fill out that information.
Yep.
He's not required to fill out the information. He identified himself to you.
That's all I did.
Yes, that is.
Fill out that information.
And you didn't comply with any lawful command.
I said, give me a moment. I'm doing
I gave you several moments.
No.
Yes.
Again, cops seem to not have enough patience. Like, part of your job when dealing with the public is going to be dealing with people who are irritable, people who are dumb, people who are ignorant, people who are wrong. You gotta have patience. And if you don't, you shouldn't be a cop.
Disrespectful, man.
Yeah.
Like, this guy clearly has no idea what's going on in reality. The guy who's in handcuffs now. But really, I don't think he's a danger. I think he's just ill-informed.
I know you are.
No, oh man, I'm not going back and forth with you.
No, you're going to jail.
You're doing this for
If he was more patient, the guy still wasn't going to cooperate. Even if he didn't, they didn't have to, like, throw him on the ground. They could have been like, hey, get out of the car. They didn't even try to, like, make it a more, like, calm situation. They pulled him and...
No.
You doing this for money.
I'm doing this because I was conducting speed enforcement for the safety of the public because we have several crashes at this intersection. You're driving 30 miles an hour over the speed limit, and then you refuse to provide a driver license when I ask for it.
You ain't give me the time I can. You talking about there's no such thing as additional license.
I'm going to write it in the police report just how many times I asked you and how long it took.
It's recorded.
Yes. Every single moment. Every single moment of our conversation.
My actions is recorded. So you can see I'm trying to show you information.
You spell your name.
Just do what the officer asks you. How hard is that?
I'm shaking because you scared me because you don't want to provide any kind of identification for yourself.
I can't even stand up because I'm so scared. I'm under duress.
Right. You look like you're scared under duress. So stop talking and just.
Really? Fuck that cop.
Your business.
Again, how can you have to interact with the public on a daily basis and this is how you talk to people? Again, I understand. I'm sure this guy is making their day harder, but that's your fucking job. Like, what is wrong with you?
Under duress.
What does that mean?
That means shut up and mind your business.
You're right. This is not my business.
All right, your right finger again. Can you go see if
cops are fucking assholes?
If he found this guy, don't push down. I'm going to do the pressure here. Very difficult for me.
I don't have my license.
Real time.
God damn, cops suck. All right, let's move on.
Speaking of enemy combatants, that's what these people are. They have taken over a country. They have effected a Marxist coup d'etat.
Because when I think Marxism, I think Joseph Biden.
These are the real insurrectionists who have committed
a man born before the Cold War.
Sedition. Seditious conspiracy to overthrow the government. A government that
projection.
By the way, is designed to be representative of the people and is...
Yes, it is. You're the minority in terms of your political positions, in terms of national vote.
Now cracking down on and crushing the people. The judiciary has failed us. The legal process has failed us. The voting process has failed us.
The Chiron, Trump to end birthright citizenship. Yeah, that's incredibly stupid. That would require literally a constitutional amendment. So that's not happening.
The legal process has failed us, and so I think that right now what Americans need to be exploring is our extra legal options.
Hello, FBI, maybe go visit Stu Peters? He's literally telling people to commit fucking terrorism?
Wendy Rogers, we love you so much. Thank you for coming back and hope to see you again soon.
God bless America.
Fuck.
That stuff where people, they need my Atlanta. Well, it's going to be my Atlanta. Georgia and what they're trying to do is going to backfire. They're going to all need a bunch of tongues. And what they don't realize is what the devil went down to try to steal a soul of a nation.
Really? Don't bring Charlie Daniels into this.
God is going to use Georgia to absolutely now bring evidence.
I think this guy overdid his eyebrows.
To the forefront across this country that they're going to wish they never did that which they thought that they could do to the people of this country. Well, that's not what the news says. Come on, have they been telling you anything worth spit since?
Since ...
It's a sad day when we think that the source and the spirit of truth in the earth today is the media.
That's a straw man. Literally no one fucking believes that.
Are you kidding me?
I don't get information from news. I get it from a 2,000-year-old book. Which is smarter, I guess.
God always has and always will use the
I'm aware the Bible isn't 2,000 years old, by the way.
prophetic.
The Old Testament predates Jesus by a lot, and the New Testament wasn't written until after his death. Anyway.
It's so important in this nation. The parable of the trees.
That's not the one. Oh, God. LARPers. That guy should get that spade tattooed on him. That'll send the right message. Anyway, let's watch this.
The Lord put shoot, move, and communicate on my heart when I was practicing his presence. He told me he wanted to train modern-day Minutemen who are proficient in tactical shooting skills that want to pursue his presence and have intimacy with him.
What? Sorry, didn't mean to do that.
The Lord put shoot, move, and communicate on my heart when I was practicing his presence.
Binge Jesus.
He told me he wanted to train modern-day Minutemen who are proficient in tactical shooting skills that want to pursue his presence and have intimacy with him.
Oh, boy.
Jesus certainly wasn't a pacifist. And if you go to the book of
He self-reported height and weight. That's bullshit.
Revelation, and you really get to know who the Lord is, he's definitely not an anti-war pacifist at all. And if you want to go to the Old Covenant and see how men...
Isn't the entire point of the New Covenant that it does away with the Old Covenant? Kind of think that's a big part of it, is Jesus, you know, cementing the New Covenant by dying on the cross as a martyr, taking on everyone's sins, right? The temple, like, curtain splits and the ground breaks open, like that's supposed to be symbolic of a changeover. I'm good with $5 Canadian, says, holy shit, finally caught alive. Thursday variety shows are definitely my new favorite days. Well, that's great. He claimed to be 215. Bull fucking shit, he claimed to be 215.
And moved...
He's not 215 pounds!
And operated in things. There were definite enemies. I mean, there were ites in the land, which Johnny refers to, and there were Philistines in the land. And, you know, they were people. And they were enemies. And men had to go up when freedom was threatened by them, and to overtake and destroy those who would threaten freedom. When we have elections where people have not been legally or lawfully elected,
They have been legally and lawfully elected, you're just a dumb asshole.
Domestic enemies in office, and our Constitution gives us the authority to remove them. And so this is an amazing time, and we are coming to that Valley of Elah, where David had to take those 5 stones. I don't know.
David literally killed a guy so he could rape the guy's wife.
What it's going to look like, but I know...
Maybe that's not a role model. It's just what I'm saying, you know?
As we walk by the Spirit, and we're sensitive to the Spirit's leads in this country, that we're heading to a Concord in the natural, just like there was a Lexington and Concord in the American Revolution.
Did the mugshot come out? Let's see. Mugshot, Trump. Let's take a look. Did someone post it in the Discord or anything? Because you can't post links. There's a fake one going around. Okay. Make sure it's the right one. 2 minutes ago, a mugshot was taken. Oh, so it's probably not out yet. That's going to be a while, and if there is one out, it's probably fake. I imagine we won't get it until later. Is this one real, or is this one the fake one? Oh, duh, you can't see it. I'll have to open the link. According to NBC, still waiting for it. Yeah, this could definitely be fake. This could definitely be a Photoshop of him onto the same background as the other mugshots, so I'll wait to figure out what's the exact correct one.
Revolution.
This guy. We'll start watching this guy.
They're all gonna freak out when Trump gets back in, then he fires 50,000 people.
Yep.
And DC is just like MAGAville.
MAGAville.
And then the troops are in the streets going door to door.
Rounding up
undesirables.
Yeah.
Who broke the law.
Yeah, who literally broke the law, yeah. No, that's real, though. We gotta, like... I watch this, and it goes without saying, I love when they talk about shit like this. Like, when the leftists or liberals or whatever the fuck, when they're like, they're trying to take over the country and put in a king.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Let me watch some more.
See, now, the funny thing about that to me is you have people like this who will, like, call out and be like, these guys are fascists. Like, they want a king. They want to, like, fire everybody. And, like, they never want another election to happen. And then you'll get, like, the libertarian MAGA people, like the same guy pretty much. They're like, no, what are you talking about? They don't want that. And we're over here like, yeah, we totally don't want that. Like,
yeah. And then we go
it's so
we go
funny.
live in private. And we're like, we do want.
Yeah.
Crypto fascism is my least favorite.
Yeah, and then like right wing watch will like clip us saying that, and then these guys will make videos like this, showing us saying that, and then the libertarian MAGA viewers are just like, nah, dude, that's like fake.
Yeah, they don't want that.
Trust me. Nah.
Like, it's not even dog whistles. They're literally just explaining the thing they are dog whistling about.
Just messing around. It's clearly a joke.
Dude, it's all about liberty and freedom.
Yeah. That's so real. I love it.
And see now the funny thing is they could just clip this and just put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then the cycle's just gonna keep going.
I have to pee real quick. Behave. The chair's in charge. The chair is a dom, so be cool. Don't do anything. Y'all are obsessed with the chair. Oh, yikerinos. This guy's just posting in literal fucking Hitler rants. Wow. God damn it. Oh my god. You guys remember Glenn Serio? He's gonna yell at some firefighters. This is new. Wasn't it kind of funny that the fascists think libertarians are morons? Everyone but libertarians think libertarians are fucking morons. It's the belief system of a child or edgy teenager. Any adult who's a libertarian, and I'm talking about, like, Randian objectivism, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Like, everyone thinks you're dumb. Hey, you know how human history has entirely been defined by our cultures and the, you know, systems we build for governments and different authorities in order to make sure that, you know, people don't take advantage of each other? What if we just didn't do that? Genius. I'm sure that's the first time that's ever been tried. I'm sure we invented governance for no reason. Very smart libertarians. I don't know when he first interacts. I know near the end he has a decent yelling at them section.
A lot of people are watching that one. No, I appreciate it. A lot of my videos are still getting a lot of views. That army soldier video has blown up recently. A lot of people are watching that one. I need
army soldier
to start making a lot more videos. I'm just been pretty busy with my work, and I've been out of court for like over a year, so I'm kind of glad about that because I spent 4 years in court. Oh my god, it was torture.
Maybe stop breaking the law.
But I beat 95% of my cases, so
it's that last 5% that gets you. By beat, I assume he's talking about the fact that he got a suspended sentence in some things. I think he took a plea deal, maybe. Not positive.
I had like 20 charges out of like 4 different courts. And it was bad, man. It was really bad. It wasn't looking good at first. But then a lot of the prosecutors, they gave up. We just had to like wait them out, and they gave up. Oh, they were all fake charges. Yeah, they were all bullshit charges.
Glenn, we saw the videos where you committed some of these things.
I think what happened was one of the guys dropped it, and then the guy I was with stepped on it and didn't know he was on it. I was trying to tell him there was a hammer behind him. You guys have really good service there at that restaurant. I was like, in a video. I always beat the case, but I have to make sure like the pepper sprays.
You clearly don't always beat the case because you said 5% of them stuck, so definitionally that's incorrect.
And legal limits, like it's a certain amount, you know. Everett PD really doesn't like me. They really...
I don't think anyone likes you.
Don't like me. Oh my god. First chance Everett PD gets, they will charge.
Well, you certainly gave him a lot of opportunities. I don't know when the actual...
Kind of a shitty attitude for a public servant, huh?
Okay, there he goes.
Am I what? Does it look like I live in that camp? Do you live in that camp?
I assume it was maybe a place where people who don't have homes were camped out, I'm guessing, and it caught on fire or something. And they looked at Glenn and went, "Do you live in that camp?" "No, I live at the airport."
Actually, I live in a $500,000 house, probably more than what you have, so.
Glenn. Lying to people about things like this just makes you look pathetic. Please stop.
Would you like some help? Kind of a shitty attitude for a public servant, huh? I don't need help. Why would I need his help? Do I look like I'm just in distress? Do I look like I'm falling down and need medical assistance?
That's an ambulance. You're thinking of an ambulance.
That's the kind of person you want to run inside a burning building and save your baby?
You know, anyone who's willing to do it, I think that's fine.
A cow.
Like, someone can be, like, rude to someone, but then if I'm like, my baby is trapped in that building and it's on fire because the Green Goblin lit it on fire. Yeah, someone who's rude can go in and save the baby. I don't really care.
Coward like that? Could you imagine a coward like that goes into your house and fucking...
These are literal firefighters. They're literally the people who do fire things. Like, you know, we do the whole thing where when he fucks with cops, it's like, you know, cops are pretty shit a lot of the time. Understandable, at least to an extent, why people don't like cops. Who the fuck hates the fire department? Like, I'm sure there are assholes who are firefighters, but like in general, as an institution, who fucking hates the fire department?
That's pretty cowardly, huh?
I have heard the song "Fuck the Fire Department." I have. It's funny to me that even in terms of dealing with Glenn, the firefighters are doing better than the cops. Like, they're just ignoring him. That's the move. That's the move. Good job, firefighters. Once again, you have shown yourself to be the superior emergency service.
Is that where you got your shitty tattoos in that encampment? Your little heroin tattoos? Is that where you got those?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah?
Glenn, if you keep acting like this, they're not going to let you in at the next pancake breakfast.
Are you mad because you're an old man? You got...
What? These are incredibly in-shape firefighters. What?
35
Glenn, look at them.
years on me? No, let's be honest. Let's...
For those who haven't seen me cover Glenn Serio, hold on. This is the guy that's filming, if you've not seen me cover Glenn before. Like, this is him. If I can see the GD picture. Can I just open the image? Open image in new tab. That's Glenn. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. One sec. That's Glenn! For whatever reason, he pretty consistently acts like he can beat people up and that he's in, like, great shape. It's kind of weird. It's really weird. Yikes. Alright, back to him.
Think about it. What's really bothering you inside? What really bothers you? That this 30-year-old could kick your ass in 5 seconds?
Oh my god, Glenn, are you 30? Jesus Christ.
And there's nothing...
That's a rough 30. That means Glenn and I are like almost the same age. Holy fucking shit, Glenn. Oh no.
You can do about it? I could wipe the floor with you in 5 seconds? Does it sound like a threat?
Yes.
Let's go talk about it. Yeah. Did I say I threatened you? Mutual combat is legal in Washington State. If you want to come at me anytime you want, go ahead.
I'm so waiting for someone to take him up on that at some point. This is not the first time he's done this. At some point, someone's going to be like, okay. All right. And then what, Glenn? What are you going to do then?
Mutual combat.
Mutual combat.
Mutual combat state. You little coward.
Calling a firefighter a coward.
You know if we got in a scuffle, I'd wipe the floor with you. You know it. You know it, your partner knows it.
Can Glenn be a cameo character in the new Mortal Kombat game?
Hey, mutual combat state, you want to get in a scuffle?
Mutual combat, in some states it's legal. If two people agree to have a consensual fight, it is not illegal. They can both agree we are having mutual combat and we are willing to accept the risks involved in that, and neither of us will file charges, basically, for assault. We're agreeing to fight.
It's a mutual combat state. All you have to say is, I agree to mutual combat. Right here in the street. A coward won't do it. Your little heroin tattoos won't do it, right?
What is he even talking about? Oh, Samantha with a $10 super chat says, "Hi Hannah, great to catch a live, but I have to go and join the picket line now. It's midday Friday in New Zealand, and I'm on strike. We're medical laboratory scientists. Wish us success." I wish you all the success. Seriously. Striking is important. Labor issues are important. And I hope you get all of the things that your union is demanding.
A heroin junkie became a firefighter.
So, like, does this guy have tattoos that say he's, like, been clean for a certain amount of time? Are you making fun of someone for being a recovering drug addict? Who, if they were, none of our business in the first place, but if they were, clearly got his life together, because he's doing this.
Because he wants...
Probably hard to be a firefighter with some sort of heroin addiction.
To save lives.
Lanterns Glow with $2 says, "Glenn, they fight fire. You yell at law enforcement."
What are you, 57 years old?
They're so clearly in better shape than you, and it's not even about that. Like, I recognize that I'm not even gonna do a self-deprecating thing. I get it. I don't go to the gym. It's not about that, though. You are coming out here and looking at people who are clearly in shape, doing a physical job, and somewhere in your brain you feel insecure and feel the need to, like, lash out about it. That's so weird and pathetic. You need therapy, Glenn.
You're 57. Sound about right? I think I nailed it on the head. I'm willing to bet I nailed it on the head.
That'll be the first time in your life you've nailed anything? Sure. Body pillows don't count.
You don't talk so much anymore. What happened? Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? I want to get a cop. I want to get a cop.
They're firefighters. I think they'd probably just, like, tell you to fuck off. Like, I don't... They're clearly just ignoring you, Glenn, and I think that's making you madder, which is funny.
Mutual combat state. Come and get it, pussy.
Does Glenn have fans? I don't know. He must. I think a lot of his viewers are people like us who think he's cringe, but there's got to be some people who like him for some inexplicable reason. Other people with issues that they're working through with Glenn, or just complete misanthropes who just find it hilarious that he annoys people. I'm a little bit that. Not in this case, though. A lot of the time, at least he's wasting cop time. Here, it's like, these are firefighters, don't be dicks to them. It annoys me when he annoys anyone but cops, basically. And even when he talks to cops, he crosses so many lines and he's such a cunt. He's a racist, sexist piece of shit. Is the mugshot a thing now? I know there was a fake one earlier. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Maybe? Maybe it's this one. I'm not sure, though. Maybe? If so, pretty good one. Pretty good. Might not be, though. There's a lot of pictures of Trump that could be pulled from. And remember, the one earlier was fake, so.
If you're a heroin junkie, why not just say so? Go back.
Isn't that what the tattoo would be for?
Back to your little encampment and light your fire again. You probably
doesn't look real. Yeah.
Lit the fire.
Don't send. How about this? Don't send me another one unless it's posted by a major news organization.
Are you responsible for all the arsons in Seattle? You look like you are. You want to be a hero, so you're lighting the fucking places on fire? That's called a sociopath.
Is he baselessly accusing the firefighters of starting fires? That's the opposite of their job.
Are you the one burning the buildings in Seattle? Are you the little arsonist running around?
They're the opposite.
You're pretty tough when you're with your friends, huh?
What?
Yeah?
He's not doing anything.
Hey, anytime you want to do mutual combat, let me know. Let me know. I'll gladly sweep your leg. I will sweep your leg. I'm not joking.
I've also seen Karate Kid. I didn't, however, take it as actual combat training.
It's funny, but you won't agree to it. You're big tough over there, but you won't do nothing.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to beat up some random person on the street for no reason, Glenn.
I think you're a coward. That's what I think. I think you're a little pansy-ass coward. The little coward fucking sits there and watches you do all the work. What, you're too old to lift? You're too old to do shit?
This is pathetic.
Coward. Pussy.
Like, I can smell the insecurity through the screen.
You little coward, huh? All you can do is watch. All he can do is watch you work. He can't do the work himself.
Literally, they're doing different things and packing up because I think they're done putting the fire out.
You can't do the work yourself, old man.
Again, that guy isn't old.
Yeah, come get it, old man. Come get it.
What is this
Anytime
fucking projection?
It, old man.
Like, this guy looks maybe in his mid-30s? He doesn't really look that old.
Does it sound like a threat? Does it sound like a threat on a recorded device? Does it sound like a threat? Yeah, I did. Mutual combat state. It's a mutual. There was no threat. There was no threat. Try it. You'll be sued. You'll be sued. I'll take you to court. I'll take your house. I'll take everything from you.
I thought you wanted mutual combat.
Oh, I have a lot of lawyers. Coward.
They all live at my $500,000 house that's totally real.
Mutual combat state. There's nothing you can do. If you don't want to agree to it, you don't have to agree to it.
Was he gonna go try and fuck the cops that are there now? Because they're fucking off. That's so sad. Like, he's also an asshole. I'm not saying I, like, have sympathy for him necessarily, but, like, oh my god, what is his problem? Why is he like this? I'm so excited for Starfield. You have no idea, chat. I need it in my veins right now.
How's everybody doing today? Doing good, good. Thank you all for coming out here. So I've got a PowerPoint presentation here for you that this has been in the works for the last couple of years.
I saw that Kid Rock got caught drinking Bud Light. I didn't know about that though.
And every now and then I'd try to update it, and this year I'm going to add a little bit more about the early SSP program, but I think there might be someone in this room.
This is a presentation about the quote-unquote secret space program.
That's more qualified to speak on the early program, Penny Bradley in the back there, but I'm going to just bring up a few things because I just wanted to connect it into Tartaria, but there's a little
This is almost a 2-hour presentation.
info me right
This is probably going to have to be a subathon video.
there. So, the reason why I'm bringing up the, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm James Rink, and I've the founder of Super Soldier Talk, as well as the YouTube channel. And I am a super soldier, and my experience in this, I've actually participated in some of these projects that we're going to share, but I participated in this too in a past life, but didn't really do me much good. At the end of the day, if humanity is not set free, then you're just basically a slave. So it's not just the SSB groups, it's here on planet Earth. We're all kind of in the same predicament. But this is a...
He thinks he's in an Assassin's Creed game.
This just gives you an idea of the control system that we're dealing with, but...
We'll watch this in full during the subathon, but we don't have time right now.
I am so angry with... Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, everybody!
Look, it's Butch Hartman.
That was acting.
A little bit of acting,
You
yes.
like that? It was fun.
Welcome to Healing Journeys today. I am Butch Hartman. This is Julianne Hartman, my lovely wife, and we are here because we want to help you with your marriage and relationship issues, especially if you're a Christian person, and we know that we should be reacting in love. And
Why are we looking at Butch Hartman? Butch Hartman and his wife are in a weird group. And I don't just mean like they're religious, you know, a lot of people are religious. No, they're part of a group that thinks that their prayer and stuff this is their words, not mine. I would not use these words. They say that their prayers have helped, quote, cure people's autism, end quote. Yeah, they're that kind of people.
Acting the way the rest of the world would react, although we do live in this world, but we aren't of this world.
Also anti-vax. Yikes.
That's what the Bible says. You're in this world, but not of it. So, you know, we are obviously faced with things.
If you're not familiar with Butch Hartman, he's the creator of the cartoon The Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy. There was a failed spin-off of Crash Nebula that only got one episode. I think it was a backdoor pilot.
Everybody else deals with because we live with it. However, we don't have to react the same way everybody else.
Bug.
Just because hopefully we've all got the Savior in our hearts, and he will teach us how to react differently. And he's always telling us to react totally different than the way we want to react.
Well, what's interesting...
Yeah, that Crash Nebula pilot was bad. Like, what? If you're gonna do it, that's fine. I understand. Crimson Chin wouldn't have worked as a spin-off because it's too silly. Crash Nebula probably could have worked if they had made it still adult Crash Nebula. I don't know. Making him like a teenager in like a superhero school or something was really stupid. Terrible premise. Should have just been a general space adventure show with adult or young adult Crash Nebula.
Too.
Why does he do that? Lord, I need to tell this person off, Lord, because they deserve it. And then the Lord says, now, why would you do something like that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
know.
You know, things like that. So anyway.
But, sorry, my computer is dinging, so I'm just going to turn my phone off. How about that?
No, I just turned the sound down on our
Oh,
computer.
okay.
So we're good to go. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing today? I see we got Lisa, we got Hannah, we got Tyler. I got Alexander. All of our faves are on here. And why don't you join today and be a new fave of ours? We'd love to have you here.
Yes. So, you know, God always tells us how to answer
Do you talk to God regularly?
Somebody that, you know, it's like a soft answer turns away wrath, right?
That's a scripture in the Bible.
Yeah, that's
folks.
a proverb. And so we know that even in your marriage, right, where your marriage is something that you're working on daily, you're working with your spouse and working on daily. Daily is daily, right? 31 years daily. How many
you and
months
I?
is that?
What was 12 times 31? I'll have to look that up. Let me add that up. 12 times 31.
And
31 years, 12 months, and we'll figure this out. Let me see.
Yeah, and then do 52 times 31.
So 12 months times 31 years is
Yes.
372 months.
Okay. Now do
We've been married
weeks.
372 months.
That's so weird.
And
Now-
what do you want me to do?
Do weeks. 52 times 31. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
52
So-
weeks times
31.
31 years is 1,612 weeks is how many years we've been. Oh,
Let me guess. Now multiply it by 52.
weeks we've been
Yeah,
married.
we've been married a long time. So does a lot happen in those 1,612 weeks?
Or sorry, multiply it by three. Oh God, I'm gonna make a fool of myself. 365.
Absolutely. And lots of life changes. We got married. We had children. Our children.
No, multiply by 7. That's how many weeks times 7 would be the number of days.
And started school. Our children graduated. Our children left us. Our child got married.
Yeah, one child is married. the second
My
one
mom
was
passed away. Matter of fact, it was a year ago.
this week.
And this week it was just too crazy.
That's
On
kind of
Tuesday.
amazing.
No, Monday. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
It's amazing how fast time can go. Trust me, women are good at it. Men are good at it. It's one of those things. Or maybe people are just oblivious and say things they don't mean to say, and they really don't think it's going to have the reaction that it does. And the thing to do there is, how do you react when you get angry? Do you instantly come back with anger? Do you repay evil for evil? Like the Bible says, do not repay evil for evil. The Old Testament, it's interesting the way Jesus would phrase things. Moses in the Old Testament said an eye for an eye. Someone pokes out your eye, you poke their eye out, tooth for a tooth. But Jesus said, repay no one evil for evil. If someone hits you on one cheek, give them the other cheek. Don't. Now, it doesn't mean stand there and get your head slapped off. That's not.
Remember that time he got caught plagiarizing and tracing other artists' work when he was getting hired to do $200 commissions? And then he was shitty about it when he got caught?
Not what that means. What that means is, be willing. Your family issue, and this live stream came up on my notifications. What do you do if it keeps happening over and over? Wow.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of things that happen in families, but what you need to do is don't allow someone that's trying to get their opinion out hurt you. Remember, a lot of people have a lot of emotions, especially when there's family disputes, and they want to spew at times. But if you get yourself offended and hurt, then the whole conversation is going to go bad. But I wanted to that was good, but that wasn't what I was going to say. But that was really good. What I was going to say is that when you love somebody back, they can't keep coming at you.
Right.
There's no defense against love. I mean, there just isn't. When somebody is just showing you love and loving on you, really, how can you just keep being mad at them and saying all these horrible things to them?
I don't think that's necessarily good advice. Kind of seems like you're describing what could arguably be love bombing if your partner is upset with you about something and then you're just like, no, I love you though, but I love you. That's probably not conducive to the discussion.
It's very hard to do. And so that's why I just love, you cannot come up against love and win. If you're going to be, negative.
Now, the love has to come from a place that's true. Listen, if someone comes in, I've heard stories, and it's crazy to think about that anyone could do this. And I've heard many versions of this same story, but like a murderer will come in and kill someone's daughter.
What?
Murderer goes to jail. A few years later, the mother comes to the jail and forgives the murderer.
Yeah.
And then the murderer and the mother are out doing talks.
Yeah, we heard that testimony.
Yeah, that's a true story. Murderer and the mother are friends now, doing talks against this type of behavior.
I don't know how I feel about that, but if they're happy, I guess that's their business. I don't think that's necessarily a model that other people should follow specifically. I think it's completely fair to not want to have any sort of relationship with someone who murdered your child.
Could you imagine reaching that kind of a level where someone does that to a family member and then you're able to forgive them? That's true forgiveness.
It really
Let me read this.
I don't know if... I don't necessarily see that as a good thing, if I'm being honest.
This is Luke from the Bible.
Like, as a society as a whole, if the person who was the killer, I don't even know. If there was some extenuating circumstance, whatever, I'm not saying society has to treat that person like that forever after their prison sentence is over or whatever. They should get a second chance, sure. Personally, are victims and victims' family obligated to forgive that person, or is that even a healthy thing? Probably not.
My Bible's on my phone. Luke chapter 17, verse 1. Then Jesus said to the disciples, "It is impossible that no offenses should come," meaning you're going to get offended sometime in your life. But it's
Right.
impossible that an offense won't come. But woe to him through whom they do come. It would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were thrown into the sea than that he should offend one of these little ones. Take heed to yourselves, means listen to yourselves. If your brother sins against you, rebuke him. And if he repents, forgive him. If he sins against you 7 times in a day, and 7 times in a day returns to you saying, I repent, you shall forgive him.
Wow.
7.
At a certain point, doesn't that just become abusive? Again, I get it. Forgiveness can be a wonderful thing. I am not being anti-forgiveness here. I am saying that unconditional, infinite forgiveness is unhealthy and a good way to get taken advantage of and abused. Just putting it out there.
7 times. This person could mess with you 7 times, and Jesus expects you to forgive him all 7 times.
That's amazing.
Now, this is in the Bible. I didn't write it. It's right there in red.
As I've said before, I understand people are religious. I'm not religious, but it's weird seeing anyone be like, hey, you know how complex morality is and how subjective a lot of it can be? How about I determine everything I believe about morality from one book? We're in a period with access to more human thought and philosophy than ever in history, and you're like, nope, one book. One book. I got it. I nailed it. I don't know.
Discussing Satanism and the occult this morning and some of the dangers that are lurking about. And with me in the studio is the Dark Lord Blood, who is a 7th generation satanic worshiper.
Looks very legit. That's definitely real.
I mean, are all your friends Satanists?
No, I don't have any friends, but my acquaintances are, yeah.
Uh-huh.
For the purposes of this study, we will focus on the number 666 and its use in the Universal Product Code.
666, the number of the beast.
Most people don't realize that 80% of all toys on the market have occultic influence, and these are the most popular.
It says here that it actually makes the wings move, so let me, look at that. Isn't that amazing?
And do you remember those verses in the book of Revelation about the flying beast with the riders on them?
This could actually be taken from Revelations.
Sure.
It's not.
It looks like it.
I dealt with a boy, to abbreviate it, who wanted to kill me. The name of the demon that was inside the young man was named Azrael. I later found out that Azrael was Lucifer's personal death angel. Not only that, but I also found out that that was...
Isn't that something you should know if you're like an exorcist or something? Seems like you should know that. That seems like a high-up demon. Like, that's not an obscure demon that's like in the appendix. That should be like page 3, right?
Same name as the cat on the Smurfs. And what is his primary objective? Is to catch little Smurfs and kill them for Gargamel.
And this kind of knife is being sold.
Gargamel wants the Smurfs to eat them. Or something else. I think there were 2 reasons. At one point he wanted to eat them, at another point he wanted them maybe for spells or something. I don't remember the specifics.
For that reason.
I'm not up on my Smurfs lore.
There's something called an
But it's also being sold for healthy reasons.
Make gold. There it is.
And what's healthy about selling a knife that this
Human being. I hate being a human. What are we doing here? This sucks. I don't understand the species I'm a part of at all. What is wrong with us?
Vicky.
Snake Mountain. It's got an interesting little feature here. I'm going to turn it on. It can actually transform your voice from your regular voice to that of an occultic hero. Is that correct? So let's get a Skeletor type of voice.
Sorry.
Let me turn this on here. I think I'm getting it too loud. Skeletor.
That's not what Skeletor sounds like.
The master of the universe.
Skeletor is not the master of the universe. That's not what the masters in the universe... Okay, whatever. Jesus Christ.
Hello and welcome to Boss Ruden's lethal street fighting self-defense system. Let me tell you first that I've been around. I've been a bouncer for many
Ooh, thunderstorm.
years, and I've been fighting in the ring, as you know. So I know my things. Now, I was standing like this and talking to the guy, and suddenly, boom, a headbutt. Bang, follow up with a headbutt. Boom, knee to the head. And look what we got here. Smack his face. Now, this is a very dangerous weapon right here.
Are you literally just teaching people how to murder people? What is this, is this allowed? Can you just make a video like, here's all the common objects you could use to murder someone in a bar? Alright.
This is where they put the receipts on. Boom, right elbow, bang, right straight. Maybe now the headbutt comes. Knee to the face, elbow to the groin. Grab him.
Oh, you picked him up. Cute.
Sir, I really don't want anything of this. And I go whoop, like this, and I slit your throat, and it's over and out. Bang, right elbow.
Sir, have you murdered people? You're kind of posturing like you've murdered people.
Boom, left straight. Kick to the head, boom, bang, 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 boom. Stab his own knife here in the liver. Drop, boom, boom. I'm sorry, bang, bang, bang. No, I'm not. Bang, bang.
Oh, CNN released the mugshot. Hooray. Let's take a look. It's in live stream chat. Let's go down to the bottom. Oh, was it the actual one? Okay. Are we sure? Hold on. CNN posted it. But that's the one that we thought was fake, right? Wasn't there evidence that this one was fake? Hold on, let me look. Or was this the one that we weren't sure? At the very least, CNN posted it. So if it's wrong, that's CNN's fault. He looks angry. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. His eyes look red. Jesus.
Bang, don't you ever do this. If something happens to you or they touch your family, you got my blessing. Take them out. Hasta la vista, baby. And I got that from Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor from California.
Alright. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Another fun YouTube stream. Like hanging out with you guys. What else? Tomorrow we'll be back on Twitch for a stream. Don't know what we'll be doing yet, but I'm sure it'll be a good time. So maybe check it out there if you haven't before. Twitch is not difficult, I assure you. What else? What else? I don't think I have any other housekeeping. I think that's literally it. Thunderstormy. Alright. Have a good night, everyone. See you guys soon. And, be cool. Thanks for all your support. Subscribe, share, like, all of the above. Love you, Mr. Blast. And, I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.